Because it's. I don't think we really need to do much of a recap. It's basically straight back in with.
It wasn't long ago. It's fresh in mind. We were just eating dessert, I believe.
Yeah. My plan was to try some different languages.
Okay, right, go for it then. So
any particular reason? just to show off.
No, there is a reason, but I can't say it in character, so I'll leave it until you ask me later.
Okay.
So dessert turns up. I was going to go with crepes, something simple.
Ooh,
it was Eton Mess last
with
week.
Nutella.
It was what?
It was Eton Mess last week.
It was Eton Mess last week. Yeah, there's two puddings. You get to choose.
Crepes. That's well Russian.
I got served Eton Mess, and now I'm eating crepes. What the fuck's going on?
And a cheese plate.
That's genius, actually. If we genuinely have had two desserts, I am going to give Strahd a little, even though he's a cunt, I'll give him a little nod saying that's good on you.
5 stars on TripAdvisor.
2 desserts.
I'm intrigued as to how you made a plate out of cheese.
Well, you just gnaw at it, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you would. You'd smash it. It wouldn't last long.
It's a bit of a waste of a wheel, though. I mean, just to make one.
A truckle.
Oh,
I do enjoy a truckle.
To work at Pizza Hut, and when he was there, he stole a whole gigantic wheel of mozzarella, which he had to eat then before it went off.
I've never heard about anyone stealing stuff from Pizza Hut.
It was quite poorly, and he went to the doctors, and apparently his cholesterol was something the doctor had never seen. He'd eaten mozzarella for every meal for about 3 weeks. Full fat mozzarella.
Yeah,
he wasn't very well. I can hardly recommend not doing that.
That'll do it. So, dessert arrives. What does conversation turn to then?
To Elvish to my mother, I say, "What has he done to you?" I want to be keeping an eye on Strahd more than her, to be honest.
Okay. Insight check, man.
Kind of working out, can he understand what I'm saying in Elvish?
Sure.
Insight.
Yeah.
Insight is wisdom. That's not the one I have advantage on. Ooh.
You want a D4? Can you give it? Oh no, he'll see.
Well, he'll also hear you, seeing as you have to chant to cast that spell.
Yeah, fair enough.
Nothing sat around the table is going to be.
19 is pretty good. So, okay, tell me how you so you're talking straight to Shmi.
Yeah.
Again,
Ganfakis. And you were saying,
what did he do this to you?
Okay, she's still there. She's got a slightly cocked. She's fixated on your pulsing vein. It's really quite unsettling for you, and she doesn't pay any further attention to you. But with a 19, you can tell you don't get much of a read from him. He's not giving much away at all, but it seems like he's understood you.
Okay. I'll then want to turn to Mark. What are we? This is in Abyssal. What are we expecting from the crypt? And then I turn to Strahd and in Abyssal again, going, and what should we expect?
The Tomb of Kazan. We don't know. It was just I had a dream about it. This is in Abyssal as well. So Dave, I had a dream about it. The dream was confirmed as a communication from my patron. And I mean, I don't personally have much choice in the matter. I've got to try and check it out. But I think he suggested it would be beneficial for all of us, for the group. So, yeah, what to actually expect, I can't tell you, but we'll have to.
Again, the direction then was to Strahd still in Abyssal, and what should we expect in the crypts?
He will reply in Abyssal.
That's rude.
I have control of everything in the crypt. I just choose not to. What you find in there is up to you. This wasn't part of you. This is a special favour, but I'm not going to go as far as telling my servants that they can't feast on you. It's their crypt.
I compliment him on how well versed he is in languages. Clearly, you see all, and it seems the hags. I'm happy to be back in common now. The hags seem to also see all. Do they have any languages? Because we want to be sport for you. Clearly, you've brought us here as sport. And if the hags know every move, that would be not fun for you to watch. If they were to watch us, are there any languages that they wouldn't be able to understand if we wanted to converse without their knowledge?
He's gonna respond to you in Elvish.
Okay.
He will say,
And fuck yourself.
he will say, you'd be surprised how much enjoyment I get out of the hags. They know the rules.
Or misses.
Occasionally they fall foul, and they need to be punished for killing one of my subjects, shall we say. But I don't believe they can speak Elvish.
And if, again, I will reply in Elvish, if they were to scry, would they also be able to use magic to understand other languages at the same time, or would this be a good way for us to, not necessarily between ourselves, but if we were to converse at this table with you, anything you didn't want them to know, would this be a secure method of communication?
Roll persuasion.
And I still have
Please.
advantage on that from Adam.
You have.
You're welcome.
Does Adam know Elvish?
He does not, nor does Akxikas.
Right.
No, I don't
I was
either.
going to say, it's just like,
26.
I think the Elvish people do.
lots of conversations going on there that Adam knows nothing about.
Okay.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So
Do you speak Abyssal?
All right, I'll beat Nick up later. Don't worry.
as,
Ah.
I speak
It's
Abyssal.
the bastard one from me.
so if you remember,
No,
Strahd sat there. He's got his goblet of blood in one hand, and he was sort of manipulating this copper coin going across his knuckles in the other hand, and he looks towards Nik, and he looks genuinely impressed, and he says, "You know what, Nik? I'm going to give you a decent bit of information here. The hags cannot scry. They can turn ethereal, thus making them invisible. So the only way they can actually see you is if they are physically there in ethereal form." Impressive, you'll say.
That's handy to know.
That information is greatly accepted. Thank you.
Well, I hope it doesn't ruin
What
my
language is that?
enjoyment of what the hags are deciding to torment you with. They do seem to have taken a shine to you. I mean, obviously.
Just wondering if I know what's going on.
Say again,
Is it
Mark.
Are we in Elvish or Common?
He'll flip back to common at that last bit.
Right.
Every second word.
Yeah, it's like Norman Collier all over again. I bet.
You said he was flipping the coin. I know that's what he's doing when he casts spells.
Yes.
Are you still referencing the same flip from when he was reading our thoughts, or would this be a new flip that might indicate he's casting a spell to understand the languages?
No, he hasn't cast a new spell. He's
So it's the impression is these are his native languages.
yes.
I will be camera back on in a second. Hello.
Yeah, he's.
I'm here. Camera's
I
off.
mean, he's hundreds of years old, and he's had plenty of time to study virtually every language in existence. I imagine. What else would you do if you could live for eternity and when you're not hungry?
So anything?
Read.
Yeah, read a lot.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stare. Just imagining. Keep glancing at an imaginary piece of food stuck on Strahd's face, like he's got something right there.
Right.
I'll just keep glancing at it and then away, just to see if it freaks him out.
Nice.
See
Okay.
if I can get him to go.
He's just going to think you like him.
That's a deception roll, and I believe you also have advantage on charisma checks, thanks to
Yes,
to Adam.
where am I?
Sorry, Dave.
No, not at all, mate.
Intimidation, yeah, and I've got intimidation. Sorry,
Not
that's,
intimidate.
ignore
You're going
that
to
roll.
intimidate him.
I'm not. I'm decepting. Deceiving, I think, is the correct word.
With advantage, don't forget, mate.
Okay, well, I've just rolled a 1. That's a 15.
Okay.
Thank God for advantage.
Okay, you. You.
All I want, the only reaction I want is to make him go, ah.
He rolled a 2. So yeah, eventually you see him take a napkin and dip it on the corner of, and as he pulls it away, you can see him. In fact, let's have a perception check from Akxikas, just Akxikas though.
Right, perception.
He wasn't eating.
Blood.
Natural.
He's drinking,
So
though.
drink. And a natural 20.
Technically.
And you can see, as he pulls the napkin away and there's no blood there, you even see him go, arsehole. And then...
We're gonna get killed.
Leave that be now. I'll
What
leave
language
that alone.
did he say that in?
You were worried about me getting killed.
Yeah, I'll just look innocent. I don't know what you're talking about.
It's the small victories for Akxikas. He's gonna find a hovel in the village of Barovia and live out the rest of his life now, quite happy.
Right, Strahd's invited to that hovel.
Now, yeah.
Okay, so any other anyone else wants to chirp in with
Mischief.
Mischief, yeah. So as
I have to say I've already been refused my stroll, haven't I? So
yeah.
Refused you what?
stroll.
Stroll.
What, is that a euphemism?
It is, yes.
As dessert comes to a close, the cheese board is brought out with port, and it's at this point that Cyrus turns up at the door, and as the door creaks open, he's doing the whole doffing, quite, doffing his cap type thing, looking at the ground. He says, "Master, apologies, master." And Strahd will look up and say, "I told you I wasn't to be disturbed with our eminent visitors. Sorry, master." And Strahd will eventually say, "Oh, okay. My apologies. This is bad form. I am aware." And he turns towards Nik, and he says, "I will." He addresses all of you first, and he says, "My apologies if he's calling me away." Cyrus has gone out of the room at this point. If he's calling me away, it must be an urgent matter. I told him on punishment of a lot of pain not to disturb us.
Would you be, in that case, if you have something that you need to sort out, Your Excellency, could you mind if we, thank you very much for the fantastic meal. Would you mind if we investigate the crypt?
Not at all. Not at all. You've already asked. That's no problem. I'll arrange that shortly. Finish the meal by all means.
My plates are empty.
Say again, mate.
My plate's well empty. I was loving it.
He says to Escher, I assume that you'll point them in the right direction from the main corridor. I'll clear the way, and he's quite obvious with the phrase "I'll clear the way." And then he does turn to Nik, and he'll say, "And hopefully I can rely on you to make sure that nothing is taken out of my home that doesn't belong to you." And the stare lasts for a little bit longer than you'd expect, and it starts to make everyone else feel a little bit uncomfortable. And then
perception, when we did that perception roll, do I even know about the mace? Because he's staring at me, and
I
don't
don't
think
know
I
anything about it.
mace.
So I was in a rush when I got to the room, and I would have assumed it was already there. Or
So
something.
he's saying this to me, but as far as I think, as far as Nick's concerned, I don't know what he's on about.
What I'm going to tell
you,
during the week when I was all texting you to make wisdom saving throws, this is what you were doing it for, and you all fucking passed. So he goes from Nik, who passes his wisdom saving throw, and he moves to. Oh, I wrote the order down as well. So he goes from Nik, and then he turns to Rokkr, and then there's an intense glare towards Rokkr, and then Fester and Jarek, and finally to Akxikas. It's a kind of an awkward moment. There's just a pregnant pause, and he'll just raise one eyebrow after glaring at you each individually, and he'll look amused, he'll look entertained, and he'll say, "Interesting. I look forward to our next encounter." he
Would you
says.
like, just before you leave, Your Excellency, would it be okay when we've done whatever it is that we end up having to do? Do we come to yourself or do we just leave? What's protocol there? What do you want us to do?
I am quite happy to offer you a bed for the night, but also
I would be happy to accept, but we're a democracy, so
I can make the carriage available to you to take you wherever you need to be. If you're going to stay the night, I'll make sure that Cyrus is available for you in the main chamber. The main doors, I will keep Cyrus on hand so you can give him your final decision whether you stay or whether you wish the carriage ready to take you back wherever you wish. It has been a pleasure, and I do genuinely look forward to meeting you all again.
Kind. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
With that, with a flourish, he spins his cape round and walks out the door with Cyrus. So there's a bit of an awkward atmosphere left now. Everyone else doesn't seem to be wanting to be the first person to break the silence. What are you guys wanting to do? We'll say the meal's pretty much over.
Well,
Is Cyrus there? The fellow he asked us, he said was there too.
No, he's gone.
I'm happy to break the silence because I'm sat next to Escher to turn to him to basically say if we could be escorted back to our room so we can re-equip our possessions before we go down into the crypts.
That's a really good idea. I'd forgotten we were effectively nude.
Absolutely, Escher will say. And he says, "Yeah, follow me." And he stands up and he's quite happy to walk out.
That a giant Watts that you're eating there?
Yeah.
They're ace, aren't they? Get in.
Can I? Sorry, can I see the size of a giant what's it? I've never heard of giant what's it.
Pretty big.
Cheesy puff.
Well, what they're like is it's like what normal Watsits were when you were a little kid.
Right, that's happening. That's happening tomorrow.
Just one quick thing, because obviously I knew I wasn't sure I was going to be on in time tonight, so I did put that big spiel in one of the groups as to what I was kind of saying. And has someone deleted it? Because I can't find it in any of the groups.
No,
I am not a member. Well, I am.
I put a massive spiel, and it doesn't appear to be showing on the chat history when I go into it, because I was going to refer back to it, was what I was going to be saying as we go back to the room. I can remember most of what was on it, but
what do we
massive spiel? I don't remember you.
It was a good it was a good chunk of paragraph because I gave it just in case I wasn't going to be here in time for Dave to kind of cover over what I'd be doing and saying.
I can see something in inverted commas. Strahd seems to be impressed by us.
Yes, that.
Yeah, I've still got it.
It's not showing for me.
I've still got it.
Copy. And there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. It's literally as a reminder of what the hell I was going to do because I wasn't sure I'd be here in time. So.
Okay.
Thanks. Just weird that it's not showing on my screen.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. You're going to be. Escher will lead you back to the room then. Did you want to have a conversation out of earshot of everyone else then, or are you? Yeah,
basically, the aim was that if Escher could let us have some time in the room just to discuss for what we're doing before escorting us somewhere.
Yeah. Easily.
Essentially, can you come back in half an hour, please, mate, when we're all ready?
Sure. So yeah, I'm quite happy for that to happen. Escher will make his excuses and disappear.
Sorry.
Wait till Dan comes back. He's gone again, isn't he?
I mean, I didn't realise Mark had gone because I was about to say that was the first thing I was going to say was in character. I can't remember how much we knew in character about Mark's need to go down to this. Well, hello again, Mark. In character, have you told our characters that you want to go down to the catacombs, or is it only in player chat we've known that so far?
No, I did mention it before.
I
don't know when it was last session, but I definitely said to tell everyone that it was a personal thing for my patron, but it was also referenced in the tarot.
That's fine. I couldn't remember if you told us in person or in character.
And the hint from Yog-Sothoth was that it was beneficial for all. Not just me. He has for some reason he has some interest in us being more able to do what we're doing. Don't ask why. I haven't got a clue, but yeah.
Okay.
So are we kitted up then, Dave?
So we've got half an hour to chat in silence before Escher's back to take us down. So we're in the room again.
Right.
Um,
We've got to be
so-
careful. Oh no, the hags can't see. We know that because they'll not be sneaking around.
no, they're not going to be invisible in here.
No, I don't think they'll be snooping around.
Well, I think with the information we've learned from the hags, we generally can just not forget about them to a degree, but we can. The chance of them being there for any given conversation is very slim.
Yeah, and due to JMO's absolute genius, we don't have to worry about the
So
stupid
we don't have
curses
to
anymore.
worry overly much about them.
You can kill things, Dan. Adam, how amazing!
Yeah,
is
yeah.
Yeah, so I'll anything that
kill
wasn't in
things.
common, I will translate to common for Adam.
Yeah.
So it's basically just we've got a bit more information on the hags.
Sorry, I know what the first thing I was going to do when I came into private room. I was going to grab Nik by the shoulder and say, "Why the hell didn't you say your mother was a vampire?"
I found out the same time as you. I'd rather not talk about it right now.
Well,
It's
I
a
was
bit of
really
a sore
tempted
subject.
to ask. Oh, you never told us your mum was a vampire spawn. I thought that.
Okay, because obviously, yeah, it just that's definitely a fairly major point. I'll read for Mark's benefit. Then I'll read kind of the paragraph that I'd sent to Dave as to what I was going to say to the group not being here. So Strahd seems impressed with us as we've been very brazen in coming to dinner. He seems very impressed with us as a group at the
We've
table.
entertained the crap out of him.
Yeah.
And we tend to do so again.
So I feel we are probably safe agreeing to rooms to stay the night with that fact. As much as generally I'd rather not sleep in a castle with a vampire.
He's not going to kill us. He wants.
So I do feel we're safe by the catacombs,
first.
and depending on what we find in the catacombs, we may be well welcome of a bed behind strong stone walls for the night after.
Yes, I in utter agreement with that.
Yeah. With that being said, at this point, Jarek's going to pick up the mace and tell the story of the chapel that's untouched, the silver idol, which appears to be some form of holy icon, but there was no kind of reaction to it. And the fact that this mace was by a body that was, sheltered there. But it's the one area of the castle we've seen where no one seems to go to.
I would personally strongly advise that. I mean, he didn't say we couldn't move things around.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We couldn't take things out.
Yeah, well, what I was about to say to Akxikas is, because I was saying he's of the arcane nature, is he able to identify if it is some form of magical mace? Because if so, could serve as well in the catacombs.
Yeah.
I'm not saying we remove it from the castle.
No, he never said we couldn't move things around.
He said don't take things from the castle. He
don't
move them.
Yes, exactly. Right, I'm happy with that as
And
well.
I'll also then explain about the weird, crazy, floating heart, pulsating crystal thing that we found up in the top tower. That no idea what the hell it was.
Let's not do anything with that.
Yeah.
Stay away from that.
Just as a thing that me or Rokkr had no idea what the hell it was. And that there does appear to be a back entrance to the catacombs, we think, that goes up to the chapel.
Oh, I always like to go up the back entrance.
So you think connected to the chapel, and you believe that goes to the catacombs?
Well, from my knowledge of kind of how churches work and everything, the fact it's bricked up, it would make sense. I've got no, other than my own innate kind of knowledge of how churches and catacombs are generally laid out. I've got no proof of it. It just feels like that would be it.
Okay. Did the chapel still feel hallowed?
Yes.
So if we've got options of going into catacombs, I would have a preference going in that way, so we're closer to hallowed ground if we need to make a retreat.
As I agree on that, but at the same time, we are still guests in the castle, and I can't imagine Escher will agree to that wall. But what I would suggest is when Escher comes in to collect us, we question about that wall as to whether we can entrance from that one, but without permission, I wouldn't do it.
And the hallowed spell, doesn't that completely prevent undead from entering that space?
I don't know.
No, not
without looking.
I'd need to double check. Jarek got the sort of divine heebie-jeebies, not necessarily zoned into the fact that it's hallowed, as in the hallowed spell.
No, not the hallowed spell, but he definitely felt that the divine presence was still there. And
I mean, if I go to the
committed.
crypt, I can divine sense, and I do know if it's been hallowed. Because divine sense is, it tells you if the area's been hallowed. And if that is the case, Strahd cannot go in there, so he wouldn't know what was inside.
That's useful. No, that would be useful. I mean, I will say before I go into the catacombs, I would like to return to the chapel once anyway before we go down.
Doesn't necessarily mean he doesn't know what's inside, though.
No.
It's possible he doesn't know what's
But
inside.
if it is hallowed, and it means
He won't have
undead
gone in
can't
there
enter,
personally, but
it would
I'm
be
sure
a
he
safe
could have sent-
haven
yeah,
as a retreat.
if there's bad undead nasties in the crypts, that would be quite, probably quite.
You said
sensible.
if.
Yeah,
I don't think this is an if.
Yeah, when the nasty undead things in the crypt attack.
But yeah, so anyway, I'm going to go and put my gear back on for now, see if
I
Akxikas can tell me if that's the case.
I'll definitely double check that it does say about hallowed.
It does, mate. I've just had a quick look, and it does say can't enter. And it's the full range: Fae, Fiend, Celestial, Undead.
It would be if I go there and I get the sense that it's hallowed. It would mean that no undead. It would still be speculation, seeing as this is Strahd's plane, whether he is above the Hallow in this situation, or whether that holds stronger than him.
All we can go with is what our characters would know from our own plane on that. Yeah.
But there'd be the
that's
awareness that
it.
maybe the
That's
rules
it for
don't apply.
mine. That's it for all I want. So I'm going to get my gear on. I'm going to see if Akxikas can tell me if it's a magic mace or not. In which case, I will be using it in the catacombs, and then decide whether we're removing it from the property at a later point.
We'll decide later on. I mean, it might even be worth trying to trade or offering to buy. He seems to be quite cordial.
Although, what I will say with the catacombs is, we obviously don't know how big the catacombs are. We know there's at least 15 tombs on the ground, that yours is number 15.
Yeah.
So, common sense is there's at least that.
Yeah.
What we may need to be careful of is what we open and what we go around with. Because, he's obviously said there are minions or his creatures or whatever he called them down there. However, we're essentially being allowed to poke around in the history and the background of the keep and castle. So we should probably take as much chance as we can to explore reasonably as much of it as we can.
Yeah, that'd be.
So I'm not saying we open everything, but we might just want to have a good. It depends. I mean, if there's like hundreds of crypts, we're probably only going to go to 15 and get out. Yeah, but it just depends on the size and what's down there. And I mean, what self-respecting evil vampire overlord doesn't have people locked in a basement that we can talk to? And anyone that's locked up's a potential ally.
That's true.
So a lot of this hinges around it stems from what the mace is. So how is Akxikas going to?
Can't I just study them for half an hour and you can of it?
Have we got time just to do a short rest and do it?
Well, anyone can short rest. Yeah, you can. You've got all night. In terms of timeline, you're sort of. We'll put it about 10 p.m.
Okay.
So we could claim a short rest and then go down.
Sure.
Wicked.
As Adam just mentioned about breaking people out, none of us had any lock-picking equipment, do we?
No.
Can I see anything that I might be able to improvise as a lock-picking
I point at Adam's mace.
A point at a stick.
Lockpicks are quite specialised a set of tools.
Yeah.
It is going to be something that you might need to look into if you because you'd be the best character to actually have a set of them, James.
Yeah,
so it might be worth something
That's what
to
I
look
suddenly
into.
thought.
Is there any paper clips, Dave?
No, but I know with the short rest, Mark. I know what you're going to tell me. Do what you need to do with your spell slots. You do your character. I'll do the rest.
Create 2 first-level spell slots that last until.
Sure.
I mean, if that's the case, I'll ID the mace myself.
Yeah.
Interesting, but do thieves' tools count?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's exactly what we're after.
Did we check last week?
Have you got
Ted-
some?
Yeah.
I thought we asked around and no one had any.
Could-
Oh no!
I was fairly sure I had. I've just checked and I have. So
Yeah.
would it be possible for you to loan them to your fella adventure?
I think I can't imagine that there's any sort
suppose.
Thank you very much.
Are you proficient in them?
Brilliant.
No, but he's probably got the best chance with them, though.
Yeah, but I'm saying if either of them are proficient, that would also.
It's certainly not going to be me. I'm pretty certain I'm not proficient.
It'd be listed at the bottom, proficiencies, where
No,
your
I'm
languages and your
Would it be
armor
under
are.
a tool?
Yeah, tools.
No, I'm proficient in a flute.
Not helpful.
No.
Does a flute count as thieves?
Well, unless we enter the man camp, then it's really helpful.
This one time.
That
I
one
am
time.
proficient in
I just
herbalism.
realised that this furry beard and me hair makes me head look really wide, which looks like I have hardly any shoulders.
You look a little bit like the line out of the original Wizard of Oz.
That's not the worst thing I've been called ever. I'll stick with that. I'll take that.
Let's take you out of this room then before we get bogged down. So the way out of the room, if you remember, so this is the dining hall. You've gone on here up the stairs to where your equipment was. After an hour, you identify. You're pretty sure that this is an item called a Mace of Terror. So it is a magical item, but it doesn't give you any specific bonuses to attack and damage. But you can cast the Fear spell. I think it's got something like 3 charges.
Yeah, I've just looked it up. So it's 3 charges, replenishes charges at dawn, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So no bonuses to hit, but it is a magical weapon.
It is a magical weapon, yeah.
Okay.
Well, that in its own right is pretty useful.
So, did anyone else other than Jarek and Akxikas have anything to do during the short rest? Or shall we just assume that it's done?
I don't know if this applies to Jarek, but the clerics and paladins can get back a spell slot depending on level, as their channel.
Yeah, I remember. I was just going to read that because I did remember reading that.
I don't think I used any of my spell slots, so I've got none to bring back. But
I did.
Going to top me drink, chaps. I'll not be long at all.
Righto.
I'm just trying to find where it had gone.
would be in features and traits.
Yeah, it's a channel divinity, I think.
Harness divine
Yeah.
power.
Expend to gain 1 spell slot of up to level 2. I cast it at level 3 though, so it's no good.
Okay.
So,
well, I've equipped the Mace of Terror for now. We'll see how we go.
sure. As the hour sort of comes to an end, you can hear outside the door. There's movement outside the door, so you're aware of the fact that someone is there. What do you want to do?
So on the short rest, it would have been getting the full rundown from Akxikas of. I know he's given us a brief. We were given power, but is what specifically? Because we've got a crypt to look at, but what are you expecting to find from this crypt?
Right,
'Cause
it
can't be something we're taking, because
No,
you've made
not
it very clear you don't
that,
want to take anything,
No. Let me have a look.
rather than just going down into the crypt with the intention of hitting things and finding a crypt. What specifically?
Here we go.
are we
Right,
doing with it?
all the dream told me gave me a vision of this castle we're in, and it's definitely this castle. And I was told to seek the crypt of Kazan, to stand forth and speak the name Kazan. That's all it gave me. But
Training.
we need to give it a go. So that's what I intend to do, unless anyone can suggest anything else.
Weird. I'm just trying to look at the tarot cards to see what reference we had there, and if anything.
It was the
The broken one. Your greatest ally will be a wizard. His mind is broken, but his spells are strong. Is that? Are
That's
we assuming
Kazan.
this is Kazan?
Yeah, I strongly believe that is Kazan. It fits his description completely. He was meant to go mad.
So linking your dream and this card, what are we expecting when we say his name? Because his mind is broken, so it
Well,
seems that we're not really going to question or interrogate.
Yeah, I have absolutely no idea. I think we should be on our guard, but I am convinced that this is this is the key to that reading.
His spell. It says his spells will help us. Is he got the ability to remove curses to help best asleep?
He was an extremely mighty wizard, so I imagine he can do most things if we can stop him being nuts.
Can he turn my mum back into a mortal?
I would imagine that's more clericy, but I'm not sure.
Now I turn on
Ask
Jarek.
the cleric.
When you say turn on him,
I was about to say, remember, I've got magic mace now. Let's throw it down. Jarek will shake his head when you kind of turn towards him, and essentially the only way he deals with undead is
Splat.
Yeah.
We're not going to get to level 20, are we?
We'll be dead long before then.
A 9th level spell, you can bring someone back to life and it removes the undead condition.
Maybe you find a rod of resurrection somewhere.
True resurrection.
Rod of true resurrection.
It's got to be
true
true
resurrection.
Normal
She could have been dead
doesn't do
for.
it.
She could have been dead for ages, so we could actually kill her as a vampire and then resurrect her as your
True
mum.
resurrection would have 200 years to bring her back.
Yeah, so it's possible. It's not all doom and gloom. This could be done. We'll have to try and avoid letting her try and eat you.
I was expecting this feeling to come later, but Nik is actually. There's now a bit more hope. I mean, he entered Barovia with a mother who was dead. Obviously, her being a vampire is less than ideal.
she's still dead.
She's actually officially dead still, yeah.
But you know, there are workarounds that he can kind of try and work for.
Like the end of Shaun of the Dead. Gonna keep her in it.
She's living in a shed with a PlayStation 2. A game that
Fantastic.
functions differently in the film than it does in real life. That irritated me.
Yeah.
Player 2 cannot join partway through a game on Time Splitters 3, but that's a different story.
Anyway, what are we doing then?
Right, Gripped. Let's go. Marching order. Or do
Go
we
on,
need-
Asher.
Right, I know this sounds like a great idea and everything, but we do keep stumbling into shit that's a bit beyond our grasp. No, I'm not saying we aren't going to do it. I just want to point out that once again, I don't think we can talk our way out of this one.
No. And
No, if
I would
he's
say,
not dead,
Jarek very much agrees with Festus'
But
take on
the tarot reading was meant to be given. Well, we all believe anyway, don't we? That it was given in good faith, and that's.
Don't get me wrong. No, I'm happy to go along. Shit burns, but
No,
it does.
I understand
Right
and
out.
agree. It's very much back in wherever I'm from Forgotten Realms.
just
It's,
yes.
I was able to judge what our capabilities are, but I feel that in Barovia, everything will feel above us. And
I know. I just wanted to mention it.
No, it's going to be a new judgment call that we need to make as a party of.
Well,
I can't see Strahd putting us against. He will obviously. DM.
we've regained the
Hey!
In response to what Nik said there about judging things and things being beyond us, I've actually been thinking about this. So Jarek's actually going to mention back to something Strahd said at the table when he asked me about how I'm finding my new squad with my old military background. Up until this point, Jarek hadn't really considered us that, just as people that have been thrown together and surviving. But we are a squad, and we are working together. And despite what Nik said has true, we have survived every obstacle we've come across. As long as we continue to work together, we should be able to carry that on.
I agree. I think we've been blooded now. We've come out on top.
Maybe not now, but if we are, we are working as a squad. It's a bit short notice now, but at some point, potentially pooling together our abilities and seeing if anything like the sum of the part greater than the sum of parts.
Yes, that's something we definitely need to look at and consider. But yeah,
because right now we're all doing our own thing and it's working out quite well. But is there actually putting two things together that's going to work out?
that is definitely something for discussion.
Yeah,
just not before. Unfortunately, not before.
Not
we go
right now. Yeah.
So disturbance at the door. You hear?
is
Right,
this the chap come to?
Is this the chap?
It's a cup of tea. That's what was at the door. Do we all get one?
No.
Everyone drink.
2 fingers.
It's only jokes. It won't get me drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're ready to go. Let's ask him to take us to the crypt.
Yep. Okay. So
Assuming it
it's Escher. He walks in once you identify the fact that you've heard him. He seems a little bit disgruntled about the fact that you have heard him, but then again he rolled 1 for stealth. So what are you going to do? That was. It seems like half an hour ago that I remembered it. Rolled it, so I'm quite surprised I can remember it. So let me take you to the main floor map then. So that's where you had dinner. That's the main entrance. You were up here. You'd gone up here, gone round a corner into a separate room. So what Escher's going to do is going to lead you back down here. He's going to and he's sort of chatting away. Let me just check your view to make sure. Right. Yes. So we need to fill in this corridor, don't we?
Oh my God! There's 2 Jareks.
Yeah.
No, I thought I deleted them all.
No, there's one still lurking in the chapel.
2
table.
Rokkrs.
Quick, search everything while you're in there.
Didn't we have a load of? Yes, because we're going to have an army of Jareks, weren't we? When I was across all floors.
We were.
But they all got magic maces.
I got rid of most of them.
Not
Right,
all
so
of them
just
did. Most of them did by that point, but not all
That's
of them.
one hell of a cheat code to duplicate magic items in D&D.
that's the original Diablo cheat code. That is. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to nick Fester's token and take you on a route then. So, so you come down the main flight of stairs here, and he's going to turn into this corridor, which is somewhere you've not been yet, and I've not read you the description of that.
I'll
so
freak out because my mate's just
Quite a
turned into a
polymorph
corridor.
to turn into
Right
a
in front of me.
corridor.
14. Hall. This grand hall is choked with dust and stretches into the darkness ahead. Webs hang from the arch ceiling like drapes. The life-size statues of knights line the hallway, and both sides their eyes seem to be watching you. So you've not been down this corridor at all, so we'll fill it in for you. And the doors at the end are also sealed, but they swing open. As you arrive at these doors, Escher will open them. He'll turn it and push it, but he does not walk past the threshold. And what he'll say to you...
Divine sense, so... Because I wanted divine sense... this is the chapel, isn't it? If that's
is.
the map meant to
Well, I would say Jarek will nod towards Nick at this point.
yeah,
And gesture
I
at the
will
room.
divine sense, because that will tell me both if that's hallowed and if he's undead.
He is undead. This isn't hallowed. It's just holy ground. You would get a sense of holy ground as well, being
Holy.
diviny. Yeah. Yes, thanks, Ted. Escher will he'll sort of make his excuses, and Strahd was quite straightforward, and Escher's, you can tell he's trying to emulate that a little bit, and he'll say, "Oh, for obvious reasons, gentlemen, I shan't be joining you. But if you swing round, I believe." I don't know if you've already been here, Jarek. You're aware of where you're going. If you swing to the south, and he'll point you in the right direction. And then if you go down, keep going. You can't go down. Ooh, matron. When you get to the bottom, that will be the crypts. I warn you again that the crypts are not for the faint of heart. I would not be spending much time in there if I were you. In the meantime, I shall make arrangements for sleeping arrangements for you. Would it be okay to stay in the same room, or would you prefer more?
No, same room.
Assuming they've got beds. Oh, as in not the same room we changed in. I was going to say, assuming there's beds.
Yeah. day room so we don't have to all stay up and watch.
I will ask him before he goes. Again, thank you for the advice. The Count told us we were seeking Crypt 15 to ensure we're not down there for too long. Do you know where we would find Crypt 15?
Once you get to the bottom, if you head north, the crypts are numbered from northwest across, one at a time. I believe Crypt 15 might be on the second set of crypts. You'll see what I mean when you get down there.
How many crypts are there?
He will tell you.
Does it start with 1?
It does start with 1.
Always useful
When he
to
gets to
know.
7,
Yeah.
strangely switches to Roman numerals.
Yeah.
There,
when you find out that the people in Barovia actually can't count.
there are currently 40 crypts.
Oh, bloody hell.
And
all
again, I
occupied.
mean, he's making no effort to be subtle about this at all, and he says, and some of them are occupied. I warn you again, just be careful.
Thank you.
And just because he's obviously stood at the door, kind of looking at, I will just gesture across at the altar and just ask him, does anyone ever actually come in here, and do they know anything about the statuette on the altar?
Let's have a persuasion roll from you then.
Which I've now got proficiency in.
Really? Nice.
We didn't do very well, right?
I should have gone instead of gone.
Yeah, he says. He'll tell you that no one enters normally, and he sort of looks at the statue, and he will just say that I've always assumed that it was from the original chapel before.
So, if no one enters, how do you get down to the crypt?
What are you two doing?
Don't know.
Secretly telling Dan that I've sent him a message.
Oh, that was very clear.
Very
and
secretive.
Thought you'd appreciate the subtlety.
He will tell you.
Stop masturbating. It's upsetting him.
Sorry.
No, it wasn't the masturbating thing.
Lies.
He will. What he'll do is actually he'll step forwards.
Into the chapel? Or?
Yeah, into the chapel,
Okay.
and he'll look pained briefly. It's not. He's not hissing. There's not
This discomfort.
Yeah,
Chafes.
disquieted. Yeah, and he'll say, "Well, we can come and go. This is our home." And he steps back.
And I'll follow that. I'll kind of follow that with, but you just said no one comes into the chapel.
Well, no, we choose not to. It's uncomfortable.
Smells funny.
So, do you not go into the crypt? Is it very rare for anyone to go down into the crypt? Is what we're saying? That if you don't come through the chapel, but you can come and go as you please, you just don't go down to the crypts.
There are other ways in and out of the crypts. All will make sense when you're down there.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah. And if I remember rightly, when I went down there last time, the crypt was walled off this end, wasn't it?
Yeah, you couldn't actually get any further than this level.
Yeah.
You went 10 feet down.
So I'll mention that to him, and they're happy with us breaching the wall to get down then, because we're going to have to break the wall down.
He'll say to you that the master has arranged it. You won't find anything impeding your way.
Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, he did say he was going to clear the way. Or get the
Okay.
Okay, so
Right
into the chapel. You all step into the chapel. Escher will say, "I'll you know your way back. I'll arrange for beds to be. It's going to be basic. I'm afraid we don't often have people say yes. I'm going to sleep in the castle of vampires, but I'll make arrangements for you. And
We've got balls of garlic.
yeah, he heads off. So you make your way round the corner, and it's as Jarek remembers. So there's 2 statues either side, very military-looking statues, with stairs going up and these stairs going down. 10 feet into this stairwell, you can see, and I'm going to take this from you, Adam, if you don't mind. Jarek will tell you that there was a wall here, all the way across, with a crack in it. It's now very neatly all of the blocks, and they're quite large castle blocks, have been shifted. No, I'll just give it you for free. I was going to ask for a sort of a group check, but to move these blocks would either take an incredible team of labourers or a significant amount of power. And the fact that none of you have heard grating stone, moving stone, or anything suggests that a power has moved these stones aside. But
I don't want to buy anything that's in the castle proper. That's all.
But the way is open. You can descend, and you are descending into complete and utter pitch blackness.
Okay. Well, I wanted to go pray first.
Sure.
That's all right. Stick your goggles on so I can see.
Not while I'm praying.
Right.
My
So
goggles. I'm happy to wear my goggles now because I've changed the image.
These are statues, not suits of plate armoured wearing.
No, we determined they were statues.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Go on, Jim.
Worth asking.
So, as everybody's sorting themselves out, I sort of position myself at the entrance and just slip in. And I'm basically just seeing, while everybody's busy doing the things, talking about what they're going to do, I just slip in and just get a sense of the environment.
Slip into just here.
Well, you say we descended into darkness.
Yeah. You're
Scouting.
Not
yeah,
gone down
but
yet.
scouting, but just literally, I'm by everybody. I haven't disappeared on my own, but I just sort of blend into the
we're not down there.
darkness.
Just to let you know, we're not down there.
No, I'm over
Having a
here.
good sniff.
We're
right.
still in the chapel.
Did you want to try and
Sorry.
divine anything in particular, or are you stealthing? Are you going in stealth mode, or?
I'm going in stealth mode, yeah.
Okay.
Full.
I believe it's automatic for you as a Gloomstalker ranger. There's no light. You are literally invisible. If I'm reading.
That's how I perceive it, yeah.
Just wait.
So, do I get any initial senses of like something's immediately about to fuck us over?
Well, let's have a perception check from you then, Jim. That's a really good perception roll, 26. Nothing on the stairwell seems amiss.
Okay.
And just staying slightly ahead of the party as you do descend. We're not quite ready to descend yet, but I'm quite happy for a 26 to take you all the way down to the bottom without anything untoward.
I always like to
Okay,
get down to
so
the bottom.
while they're sorting themselves out, I do all of that, and if there is time, I do get back and relay that to them before we head off. I don't
Sure.
know how all these things are going to happen
Okay, no problem.
in sequence.
Righto. Are we going down then?
Yep.
Right.
Aye.
I'm just going to move your token in again then, Adam, so I can just copy and paste it. It's just going to make it easy.
I mean, my prayer was essentially just going to be a quick one to Tyr about the situation we're in and the fact that the Morning Lord, his friend and ally, their kind of priesthood feels a little bit overrun in this dark realm, and that I'm essentially going to I'm not changing faith or anything like that, but I feel that Lathander the Morning Lord needs a champion of sorts. So until he raises one of his own, I'm going to be kind of basically pledging myself to take on that role.
Interesting.
I've got an idea how you could get to keep the mace as well, because I reckon if you just brazenly go up to him and say, "I found this, can I have it?"
But yeah, so
I
I'm not
think
changing.
that's
I'm not
the way-
changing. I'm not changing faith. So I'm kind of praying to Tyr and the Morning Lord at the same time to basically say, you know, to Tyr, my God, that this ally needs help in this. He seems to be the main faith in this land, but it is overrun, and he seems to have small bastions left. So I will be, until you know their God chooses to bring their own champion here, I will attempt to take that on myself.
Like it, nice. Okay, so a prayer over, you join the rest of the party. It doesn't take you long to utter those. You don't sense any sort of divine reply to that, but you weren't expecting to.
No.
So you descend with Rokkr scouting ahead, who occasionally keeps coming back, and he'll give you the. I'll tell you, and again, if I may be so bold, you can, with Rokkr's stealth being ridiculous and Akxikas being able to speak to his mind, is there some kind of signal system that you could arrange between the two of you? You're old friends, Akxikas and Rokkr, aren't you? So you can have a system already in place where Rokkr will.
Cool.
Yeah, you can't reply psychically.
But you can do certain things.
Yeah, you can sort of appear around the corner and just go,
see.
"Is all clear," and then you. So
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'll probably say just keep on going gingerly until you see me, and I will tell you when to stop. So I'm going to basically scout.
Now, you say until we see you. We are also relying on dark vision, so can't see you.
But can see you.
So you've all got dark vision 60, haven't you? If that's
if Adam's got his gogglers on, then yes, we do.
Okay.
Yeah, because they look nice.
So buried deep beneath the keep of Ravenloft lie ancient catacombs with arched ceilings supported by wide, hollow columns that double as crypts. Cobwebs hang limp in the musty air. A thick fog clings to the floor, which is covered in putrid waste. The black ceiling is moving. Let's have a group perception check for you all.
Interesting fact about dark vision as well, or black and white.
Oh, I knew that.
Yeah,
I know this.
I know it always used to be
Perception.
infravision.
Yeah, it did.
What catacombs?
Where? Oh, there it is. Right.
Oh, tits.
Some catacombs.
Right, so where are we? From 1 minute ago. So 15, 19, 7, 15, 16 is a reasonable set of rolls. The ceiling is every single inch that you can see is a mass of bats.
Boobs.
Swarms and swarms.
Many droppings.
How big are yon bats?
Normal sized bats. They're
Wingspan of
Pipistrel,
yeah,
fruit bat.
Yeah.
Let's say fruit bats.
Massive.
Huge.
How high was the
Yeah,
ceiling?
and pipistrels are about
Bat
that big.
thing.
So what's normal size?
How high
Isn't
how
it?
high was the ceiling?
Its body's about the same as a baby's arm.
Talking of babies'
okay.
arms, I did a really big.
So bigger
crap.
than anything that you will see in the UK.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
It is a tall ceiling. We'll say that it is.
You could fit a lightning storm in there.
Yeah, easily. 50 feet to the ceiling.
Otherwise, putting on Spirit Shroud and killing every bat as you walk around.
This with a slightly lower ceiling, but this is
Exactly where I was going.
so in front of you.
First fight, it's suddenly raining bats.
Hallelujah.
So as you descend, this is the stairway here. Above you, this sort of cylinder here, as you look straight up, you can feel wind coming down this tunnel. So the stair is circling round. As you come down the last few stairs, it opens up. So it's all open stair. There's no rail, there's no middle column. And you can now see all the way up the central column. Well, you can see 60 feet up the central column, but you can feel air coming in and out.
How do you get 60 feet up the central column? That's just wrong.
However, speaking on what Adam we've just said about the spirit shroud, if they do start swarming us, it's a good sphere for us to stand in and not get beaten to death by
I'm
bats.
pretty sure a bat won't have many hit points.
I imagine the minute that goes off, no bat reaches any of us.
Well, yeah, Dave will just say they're all dead rather than take all the checks.
I do. Well, I'm just going to refer to the one of my instead of individual creatures, I do like swarms.
Yeah,
is all I'll say to it.
The way I used to do it with, when there was a shed load of small things, is what I have to make saving throws for is rather than do a saving throw for each one, you'd work out what they needed to roll, work out what percentage
your average chance. It's the same. It's the same with like fighting an army and things like that. You block.
Just roll and see what percentage you get to say. Right, okay, I know roughly that percentage.
Failed.
Make it up.
So. Let's give you a little bit more then. So it stinks. It absolutely hums down here. It is possibly the creepiest environment that any of you have ever been in. It's oppressive. You can feel the evil from around. What are you on about, Downing?
So I've been in hell. Is it worse than that?
Yes, because depending on where you were in hell, that was more of an open landscape. You were in sort of in Bell's Fortress. You would have been sort of tortured and all the rest of it in small rooms. But
you were in the Butlins version of hell.
This is an oppressive sort of hell. So it's very different.
But just as shit.
Yeah, it's certainly not an upgrade. Let's call it that. So in front of you, you can see individual crypts that you can just make out. So there's a crypt here with a door entrance and a crypt here, and then you can just make out the corner of other crypts round yonder. What are you doing?
I'm happy here to be directed to wherever you want me to stealth.
What I would suggest we probably do before we make a priority of finding crypt 15. But I would suggest we maybe scout the entirety of the room before we open said crypt.
The other thing I'd want to check, Dave, my divine sense, would it be usable to sense inside the crypts, or would they be hidden?
You have to be able to see, don't you? I think there's...
It says that's not behind, I think, direct cover. Sorry, let's say... that's not behind total cover.
Yeah, they're sealed crypts, as far as you can tell so far.
So my divine sense would just be the corridors. It wouldn't be able to sense anything inside any crypts.
As far as you're aware, yes.
Oh, tits.
I mean, it might still be worth doing one when we're kind of in the middle. It's a 60-foot range. Would that cover this room, or does the room go past our dark vision? It goes well past the 60-foot dark vision, doesn't it?
I think I've got you as 60 feet dark vision on your tokens. Yeah, all of your tokens have got 60 feet dark vision.
So the rooms, because that's the same as my divine sense.
Mine's 90.
Yours is 90, dude. Right. I think I can alter that, Jim.
You have to be different, don't you?
Well, yeah.
Did you say bad sort of dinner, JMO? Did you say you understood me speaking Abyssal?
Yes.
Wonderful. We have quite the communication. I can communicate with you in 3 languages.
Mm-hmm.
I will use every third word will be a different language from now on.
Right, sorry then, Jim. So... just... 1 second.
Yeah, because I already had dark vision 90 feet.
60 feet.
But yeah, I am getting bad Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey vibes about this crypt.
I might just quickly disappear and make a drink, if that's all right.
That's what Gloomstalkers do. You've gone into a crypt and disappeared. That's like your job.
Treat yourself.
Yeah, I'm right next to you, but you can't see me.
I might also go and get a drink.
Have a banana. That's what I say.
They want a drink, Mark.
Oh. I like nanas.
He has pizza.
Who has pizza?
Dan did. He
oh,
walked
yeah.
out with a pizza box.
He does quite regularly have pizza, to be fair.
Yes, he does.
Everything.
Cat.
It's all whiskery and stuff.
So yeah, I think we're probably best just to get Rokkr to scout as much of this as we can, falling back to if he sees anything, while we just kind of move slowly down the centre aisle.
Yeah, I think that's how until we get to 15.
Sorry about that.
That's right. I mean, well, as I said, but I think if Akxikas is insistent on 15, I still think we're best scouting the entire area before we open anything.
That's a good idea. Make sure nothing jumps us. We hopefully
scout. So because that way, if we scout all the area, we know where the doors are. We know if there's shut doors or open doors before we open anything.
Yeah.
Because we might walk around and find one or two of the crypts as broken open with age kind of thing. So knowing what's in those ones will potentially help us when we open any. And also, think about it, crypts, it could well be that Strahd's crypt is down here. We probably want to avoid that.
Yeah.
Because I can't imagine that will be particularly safe to walk into.
I reckon it probably wouldn't feel, right.
I think just from the approach of it, you'd probably know which one's his. I imagine it'd be quite extravagant in comparison.
Yeah. Right then, so we're all in there. Are you
Waiting
still
for-
in front, Jim?
He's gone for a drink, mate.
Oh, he has. Of course, he has.
Yeah. So just, I say, as long as JMO's happy with that, I think that's the best bet. We just get Rokkr to scout. We kind of maybe just patrol the centre area. He falls back if he sees anything, but other than that, just trying to find the perimeter of the room, as it were.
Yeah.
I mean, we still don't even know how big the individual crypts are.
That's true.
No.
Did we see some of the way past the?
Well, from where we're stood, we can see that they appear to be 10 foot wide and uniform, but we don't know how deep they are until we start moving around.
Yeah.
We're not going to have a sense of scale, but I mean, it could be. If he said there's 40 down there, it could be quite a big bloody room.
Yeah, it's true.
Unless they're in lots of different rooms.
I think there'll be. I've actually got no idea.
I don't know. I mean,
wait and see.
For being nice and dramatic, you'd expect them all to be in one room, but for sense of building, they should be in multiple different rooms.
Most catacombs have different,
Yeah. But for dramatic, it'd just be one walk-off room.
That was quite a strong smell of Dominoes as I walked in.
Is that what you had for tea?
Yeah, it was. I mean, nothing to do with this. I think it's just we didn't want to cook, and I think me being in a rush when I got back probably prompted it.
Yeah, fair enough.
I'm not going to complain.
Not?
The little fella's got chicken pox at the minute. He's not.
Bad times.
Yeah. If I was going to make the offer, if you want Tristan or Ollie or your daughter Adam to if you want chicken pox, bring him over.
Chicken pox
Out of the way.
party.
Better young, yeah. Chicken pox party.
Rub him against the boy.
Have you seen the South Park where they discover their parents have done that to them, so they get a prostitute to brush her teeth with everyone's toothbrush, and they all end up with herpes?
Oh no.
It's not quite the same, is it? It's not just a, get it once whilst you're young, and that's it.
Yeah. I got it. I didn't got it when I was a kid. I got it when I was 21.
Herpes.
Chicken pox or herpes?
Chicken pox.
21.
Sorry.
That must have been bad.
It was, it was really quite mild. I had, we're talking distance between spots about that, and they weren't in any,
It says chicken pox. He
unfeasibly
drew him
harsh
on himself.
places. My little brother had some in really harsh places when he had chicken pox. It was not good.
Yes, Seth's managed to avoid the major area so far, but we're only day one into it. But the problem is, I can't stop scratching now. Both me and Sue have been walking around all day like this. We haven't got it. We haven't got it. I'm still scratching.
You can't
Fleas.
get it.
That's fleas.
Yeah, it could be.
Could be.
Lousage.
Could be. Some of the patients' houses that we go into do. It wouldn't surprise me.
Any worse than mine?
No. Honestly, Mark. Honestly, straight up, no, yours is minging. No,
It is.
gopping.
I have actually seen worse than mine. So one of my mates in Rotherham.
Was the show called
His
Hoarders?
room, his bedroom was the messiest thing I've ever seen. You couldn't actually see his floor at all. It was just rubbish. His bed was a mattress propped up on the rubbish, and a quarter of the ceiling had fell in, and was just in a big pile in the middle of the room. It was lovely.
Yeah, I don't think you got a problem with your ceiling. I think your neighbours below might have a problem sooner or later.
Yeah, with that hole in the floor.
Is this like? Do you live in a cartoon?
Right, Rocker's back. So we'll tell him what we volunteered him for.
Yeah. You
So
going in.
Unfortunately, JMO, you went in the tomb and you've been grabbed.
You've got to fix a hole in Mark's floor.
Yeah.
So what we were just saying was we will kind of patrol the central corridor area because it looks like a wider corridor. While Rock, I don't know how far your telekinesis thing works, but just while Rock kind of works out how big the room is and covers the edges, obviously coming back to us if you sight anything rather than engaging it. So that was the plan.
Right, okay. As in the central, you mean?
Well, we'll do the
here.
central. We'll kind of patrol the central area, but we need to, ideally before we open anything, we would like to know how big the room is and what other entrances there are to it, if any, so we know if there's anything else in here that could come up behind us.
Right, okay.
So,
Now-
so if you do kind of go off down and do the side things and everything while we go down the stairs. Oh, there's a glowy blue light at the front.
Now I'm down here, Dave. Am I sensing anything different to the stairs?
There's a other than the oppression being underground, you being a Kaganesti elf, you're not used to it. You're not happy about it. But no. Let's have another perception check though while you're walking around. $14. Yeah, you're pretty sure that there's a wind coming from down here. You can hear and everything sound related seems to be coming from this direction, and you're getting a breeze coming from there as well. Everything else is as literally as silent as the grave. As you go past these crypts, you can see above them plaques. I need another marker. I'll do. So this one here, as you walked past, is crypt 18, and as you walk this way, the crypt here is 14.
Uh-huh.
Sounds like an
Yay.
egg sandwich to me.
Puzzles.
So where is everyone else moving to?
Well, I was just going to slowly walk down the main corridor a little bit at a time while he's scouting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll be
Right,
staying
yeah,
with
I
the group, but obviously leaving space from Rokkr because there's no point in being stealthy if I'm clunking behind him.
Right.
Yeah,
What?
that's right. So I'm literally just kind of walking slowly down the central passageway
Angfire there,
while
then, Jim.
waiting for Rocker's report.
Sure. Let's have a stealth roll with advantage from Rokkr then. Yes, you are invisible, but there's sound and all the rest of it. So, well, just sound.
Exceptional.
Oh my god.
Okay.
Jesus.
You're trying to, but it's the oppression of this place. It is actually getting to Rokkr a little bit, and you're trying to be stealthy, but you're just looking over your shoulder too much, and you feel a breath of wind, and it's making you jump and you spin around. So you're not being as stealthy as you normally would. I now need. I'm going to do this in my camera order. I would like Mr. Downing for you to roll a d20 for me, please.
Righty ho, skipper. Oh, there we go.
14. Okay. So Rokkr's made his way here. Jarek's here. Where is everyone else moving to? What's the general arrangement? Are you all?
I was with Jarek.
Yeah, I was just moving myself 10 feet every now and then just to slowly walk down the
I was
corridor.
right behind him, and
when I got here, so
Magnus
right in the X that
somewhere
would
as well.
see down 4 corridors.
Yep.
I was going to try a divine sense just to make sure that I couldn't get inside any crypts, and it was just going to be.
Yes, confirmed. You cannot get into your divine sense cannot penetrate the crypts. But what you can see from that vantage point is, because it's small writing, you have to see my glasses. So, crypt 18, crypt 19, crypt 21, crypt 22. You could make out from there.
Is there
Do they
any?
have
Is there any?
little spinny dials that say engaged, or
Is there anything else on them, or is it just a number? There's nothing inscribed as to who's been laid to rest in each one.
There are things inscribed on all of them, yeah, or the ones that you've seen.
Okay.
So I'm going to do 18 first, which is the one that you stood next to. Is right? Okay, I should have read ahead here. The door to that is slightly laid to one side, so I'm going to open it for you.
Ooh,
Okay.
I mean, I can divine sense into that one.
You can.
Because that's not
cheated
behind
this
total
is.
cover, right?
So I would have seen that when I was there.
You
wouldn't I?
would do, but don't worry. It's
Okay.
yeah. So there's perpetual fog on the ground, and it's engraved on the top, Irina Kolyana. Why?
Well, that's not creepy at all.
It's that exactly the name of the girl.
So that's where he wants. I guess that's where he wants to put her. But
Did I get any
does
sense of anything in there?
it show any sign of use?
No.
Empty. So it's empty, ready.
Just says Irina Kolyana, wife. And
He's
it's
planning
empty.
ahead.
Ooh, gold.
So, could all the ones down the middle be all the different? Were the women at the table introduced as wives, or they were just?
I
They
know
were
the name of
introduced
one of
as
them.
wives, yeah.
Yo.
It was defensive over them, I can tell you that much.
Yeah.
There was Ludmilla,
What did you?
who was
Milady.
So, do we want to avoid the ones that are got wife names on them because they will, probably
Yeah,
get
they
on?
will.
The one that says Kazan, or or just 15 if it doesn't say Kazan.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give you
Well-
these other 4 then. So 19 says Artemus. Thou standest amidst the monument to his life. And it says Artemis in brackets, builder of the keep.
Oh, he built the castle.
To the south of you then, so 21 and 22.
Oh,
This one here says Patrina Velikovna, bride. And that's sealed.
Is there any way we
She
can
wants
draw our
introduced.
map tools so we can put crosses on the ones we don't want to go in?
that would be cool.
I'd be. So, all the maps I've got are a dry white with markers, so they can write on what they want.
I think you can.
Oh, excellent! I'm just thinking for ones that we might not want to go in and ones that we might want to investigate, we can just mark them rather than keep asking Dave which one's this one, which one's this one.
Just draw on
No,
your screen,
no.
Adam.
No.
Right on the screen.
Is that all right for you?
Yeah, that's fine.
Let me have a look. So this next one, which was 22, says Sir Eric Vonderbooks. and nothing else.
That's all it needs to say.
That's a name and a half.
1 second, lad. You're alright, dude.
What?
That's a
Not-
name
not
and
you,
a
Little
half.
Mark.
man.
Not you, Mark.
Oh,
The bride, is that a name we recognised, or was that a new bride's name?
It's not one.
different one. I think
It's not what I do.
he's going to have a whole harem of she vampires somewhere.
Yeah.
And we don't want to
Shampires.
disturb them.
Well, the thing, if you imagine how many he's probably had over his life, he's probably got some down. You could well find that some of the actual vampires are locked in down here until he needs them later.
Yeah, and I think we
Is
should
he a
mainly just go
Mormon?
for the one. He might be a Mormon, actually. They don't half believe in some freaky
I mean,
shit.
the flip side is the best treasure will probably be in the bride ones as well.
Yeah.
You're not referring to the brides, are you?
No.
Well, at least one of them.
Vampire goth chicks are great.
And we
I did
lost that
briefly have a discussion on whether or not it'd be acceptable if I got bitten, but it was frowned upon.
Oh.
Is that you asked Dave if you're allowed to be bitten, and he went for the story? No.
No, I asked Adam.
Oh, you asked the cleric.
Yes, yes. I thought, if I'm going to start, I may as well start.
Mine's going to be the worst reaction you're going to get. So
It's all uphill from there, Ted. Ask other people, and you might get better responses.
Yeah, but if somebody in his own party is going to kill him, you kind of.
No.
My
Try.
exact response when Ted asked about it was, "That's how we'll find out whether Dave allows player characters to kill player characters."
I have the law.
Because not all DMs allow it.
Yeah, you would do.
Otherwise, many bards and thieves would have been killed by their own
Yeah,
bards.
for obvious reasons, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it depends what JMO's potentially uncovered or disturbed here, but finding the names on all the different rooms, and so we know which ones, if any, we do want to investigate.
But yeah, like you say, the first thing is to find number 15. And
Then... Find 15, scout the room, because I say there might be names of some that, trigger memories for certain people, or there might be ones,
What
that
we do is we let Dave read them all, and then we can rewatch the video and write down them.
That's no good for now.
Well,
though.
if he just puts,
Video will be really
if
good.
like he's done there, we just put note and yes on the ones we might want to look at, we can come back to them quickly and ask Dave about them rather than go through them all again each time.
Right, I'll create a yes one so I can just copy and paste them.
Yeah, I was just thinking it'll save chance to us keep going back to you and saying, well, which tomb was this one? Which tomb was this one?
Yeah.
We'll massively filter them down.
Okay.
That's not yet. We want to go into that one, but yeah.
Balls. That doesn't work.
Well,
Yay! No, actually, after that's happened, I think we're ready for Strahd. Let's go.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
gonna have to.
Two of everyone.
I'm gonna have to do them individually, but yeah, okay, it's something that we can do.
Okay. I just thought it might save you a bit of time replacing them down and with us coming back with lots of questions.
Yeah, sound. So we're sorry about that. He's not happy at all, I'm afraid. He should be all right now, though.
No worries,
It's
mate,
not
no
his
worries,
fault, mate.
We all
No
understand.
fun, is it?
No, chicken, but it's making me itch again.
I'm itching and I'm not even there.
Right, where were we? What were we doing?
I'm at
Go
home.
stealth check.
Sir Eric von der Bucks, or whatever his name is.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that was this one, wasn't it?
That's
He
right.
sounds very much like someone who might get out of his coffin and twat us.
do we need a third symbol that's just a question mark because we don't know what to do with that
No, we just
information?
leave them. If we leave them blank, we know they're the dubious one.
Yeah, the question mark's dubious. Yet we want to investigate. No, we leave alone.
Okay, sure. So everyone else has caught up with Jarek, or the Jarek and the rest of the party. Rokkr's still moving around. Rokkr, you'd have seen from sneaking past here, 13, 14.
Can I see this one yet here?
There's no door that you can see. That you can only just make out the side. If you want to move yourself forwards or so that is 16.
Oh, so the one here's got to be 15, hasn't it? This has got to be 15.
Yeah.
You would expect so, yeah.
Right. Does that beg the question that I confirm that it is 15?
You have to find the door, won't you?
Right. So I'm going to go this way round,
Is he
so I'm
scared
not
of doors?
facing 16.
Actually, last time he opened the door, it did eat him.
Oh God, yeah.
That seems like such a long time
That
ago.
was so long ago. Yeah, 15. And it does say Kazan. His
Yay!
word was power.
So yes, on that door.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably best till we all get up there till we know the names on all of them, because he's not going to be able to relay the names.
We'll do the ting when Rokkr scouted all the little doofers. Yeah.
Right. So I'm just sort of gingerly exploring. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, basically trying to find ways out of the room. Hopefully they're closed, so we've got a sealed room at the moment.
Okay. So what you're getting? Let's have another D20 then. So Adam, if you roll a D20 for me, please.
Me?
Yes,
Keep exploring, or do you suggest I stop? while
Just a
you say
D,
this?
just a D20.
Just a D20.
Dave,
we
can
get
keep moving
17.
around.
Yeah. Well, just for a second. Yes, you can do. We'll have another stealth check from you, Jim, because you've sort of acclimatized a little bit now.
Very sleepy boy. What's up?
That'll do.
Natural 20. So what you and it's 90 feet. Your fellow man, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you can see here appears to be crypt 1,
Mm-hmm.
and then that's 4. So you can't see the doors to these, but you would assume 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 you've made out there. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and they seem to be going in order. Here is
Oh.
This is quite a big room.
Yeah, it is. It's huge. So there's a portcullis that's in front of here.
On this north wall.
Yeah, correct. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you can just make it out, can't you?
Oh yeah.
It is.
Yes, when you zoom in.
Yeah.
I
I think I'd have missed that if that wasn't pointed out to me.
Yeah. So with it being a portcullis, you can actually see a little bit beyond it. You can see it's difficult because of the angles. It's tight. It's a tight portcullis, but what you can see is the other side of the portcullis. There appears to be white marble steps that descend down further, but it's only a short flight of stairs.
Okay.
And not a great deal else from. Even if you stood quite close to it, there's not a great deal you're going to be able to see.
Okay.
So everyone else still stood around
Yeah,
waiting for.
I'm just walking every now and then, moving 10 foot further down.
Okay.
Yeah, just keep it as
Sure.
keep it
Well,
relatively
let me
close
give
to
you-
where Rokkr's going, just in case.
Okay. Let me give you that then. So that's 87. So in front of you, that bluish glow.
Yeah. I mean, is that glowing enough that it can be seen in the dark then?
Yeah. So wide steps descend to a landing flanked by 2 alcoves. Within each alcove that you can see, I tell you what, Adam, take your token all the way up to the blue line for me, just to fill it up.
Oh God, he died.
So what you can see is within each alcove, taking up a full 30 feet height of the taking up the full 30-foot height of the ceiling in this part of the room, is a bronze statue of a warrior holding a spear. A soft blue curtain of light flows between the 2 alcoves. Dimly visible on the other side of the curtain are more descending stairs.
Is this Strahd's bedchambers?
So the best way to describe that, it's like a magic portcullis basically that you can't see much through.
Okay.
But it's being held. This beam is going across. Right.
So
just stop
is
there,
it-
Jim.
It's a Dark Souls boss room.
So if I put my hand out to touch it, does it stop my hand?
Okay.
Yeah, I'm realising that probably wasn't a wise idea, Dan.
It's just a stump.
I'm suddenly realising that might not have been the best idea, but you know,
This
yeah.
looks magical.
As in, you know, when you can
Lick it.
Yeah, I'm regretting my decision. But
Who's frozen now?
That's Jim taking a picture of when I say
Have you forgotten we can see him on camera again?
and crumble of dust. No, your hand passes through.
ooh,
The way he said your hand passes through, someone's isn't.
yeah. Well, I don't know what to do with this information now. We need more experiments to work out what happens. It's like, does anyone else want to come and touch this?
You're really holy. You're really holy.
yourself.
Have we got someone who comes from hell that could try it?
Yes.
Have we? Go on then. I'll give it a go.
Are we starting this now before we've explored the room?
Well, I've literally just walked over and touched this as part of seeing it while you're still at scouting. So I don't know. The others have probably just watched me walk up and touch it. I've not said anything to them or anything, but my hands just passed through it. So all I've done, my hands passed through it.
Other than Nick going, no!
Yeah, my hands passed through it and come back, but I'm not going to step through it. I'm just going to kind of turn back to the others and wait for Rokkr to kind of return to us now.
This is why he's the brains of the operation. He didn't see if his head would go through.
It tingles.
So where is everyone else standing while
I think
Jarek?
they were all just behind up here. They followed me.
Okay,
Yeah,
right.
the plan would have been to stick together.
Everyone's just too lazy to move their tokens.
Sure, Mr. Cooper, roll
Yes.
a d20 for me, please.
Like a lettuce.
Had it prepped.
Still taking a while to roll.
Tidy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so Rokkr can carry on a little bit. Let's have another stealth check then, just
I don't even know where Rokkr is at the moment.
just because of passage of
Natural
time.
20, he vanished.
You,
I've only got my character selected. I have no idea where he is.
That's right. 24, I can carry on with the 24.
Yeah, easily. Yeah. Well, I mean, it is strictly speaking advantage, but 24 is more
I
than
mean,
you
you
need.
can carry on with a 1. It's just you'll think you're fine.
Oh, I can roughly guess where he is by the fact the areas on the map are unclearing.
Yeah. So you're
I
getting
thought I'd
this.
seen it.
You're getting the sense then. Rokkr would get the sense that that appears to be the end wall there.
I assume, walking past the 3 that we've gone past, I don't care about many names. Have I seen Shmee?
Yeah, fuck.
No, you.
Oh, did we get? Sorry, Dave. Did we get names on these two as we came past
Yeah, I
these?
can give you some. Just hang fire there for a second, then, for me, Jim. Which point them again, Adam?
These two that we walked past, because I imagine Rokkr's not taking time to read them, whereas we passed these close by.
So that's the end 2. So 20 and 23. So you get top one is Sasha Ivliskova, wife.
Nope. Oh, what wife, not bride?
And 1 second.
Oh, yeah, got it.
On Crypt 23, you see it says Rokkr Orvar.
We won't tell him that.
On that
We'll
one.
tell him that when he's back. Akxikas don't telepathically broadcast.
Yeah, okay. We'll let that one.
We'll let him know
number
when he's back.
23?
Yeah, the one.
And I've
this-
not
this-
noticed that. Would I not pick that up just...
But you haven't looked at the names on any of these yet. You only got the numbers as you went past.
But I'm not looking at names, but I see them in my peripheral. You would know your own name, wouldn't you?
Your passive perception is
You
quite
didn't know what a mace was.
is quite good, Jim. So because you've gone past it, I'm going to say that you're concentrating on other things. Your mission at the minute is stealth and reconnaissance, not intelligence.
Uh-huh.
I have to assume this one isn't occupied. Although I've not seen him for a while.
Yeah, it's suddenly like, hang on,
That
where
was
is our
quick.
scout?
Where's Rokkr?
I mean, I've literally just said I've not seen him for a while, and then we found a tomb with his name on it. I mean, while he's scouting, Dave, can we examine the outside of that tomb? Does it look like it's been inscribed recently? Is it as old as the others are? Or
Well, let's just hang fire there, Jim, for a second. Let's Dan for me roll a d20, and I'll have a perception check from Jarek then.
Time to let the team down.
my passive is better. I got an 8.
Yes, it looks quite new.
Oh dear.
And right, fine, cool, sound.
I feel like a piece of sponge again.
I get the feeling we shouldn't be spending too long down here.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's very nice.
I've pretty much done all the searching I need to perceive that there's no initial threat.
There's
Right.
no initial threat, and there's no doors in or out.
Now,
Well, there is.
out of
but they're
game,
locked
I'm
to
feeling
us.
that these D20 rolls are very similar to what Adam was doing when we were with the hags.
Package.
We've got a blue door, we've got a portcullis to the north, I'm guessing that's a portcullis to the south, and
Yeah.
we've got our way out.
Yes, that is a portcullis as well, same as the other one, and you can see steps down the other side of it.
Did any of the side ones have? I mean, if Rocker's coming back to report in, did any of the side ones look like anything other than more tombs?
The side ones have tomb names above them, so point to one that you've been past, and I'll give you the description if you want. Just pick up.
Well, I was just thinking the kind of ones I'm thinking of the ones that like look off towards the edges, either direction. Do they look any particularly different, or because if Rocker's coming back and reporting in, this is the kind of things we'd be asking to determine if are they tombs or are they doors to other areas, basically from the look of the outside.
It looks like a tomb entrance.
Okay.
All of these entrances look the same. The doors themselves they're about 5 feet high, 3 feet wide, sort of stone pillars.
Right then, let's go do the Kazan one if we know that there's nothing going to immediately try and bomb us.
Do you not want to think about looking to see if there's any with our own names on?
Yeah. At this point, kind of we'll gesture to Rocker to look at the tomb.
No, because what benefit does it hold?
That's true.
Are we not in and out as fast as we want?
Because
as we
if
can?
mine
You want me
isn't
to go
down
around
here,
a second time to look at names?
No,
you weren't looking at names anyway.
No, that's what I mean. So you want me
No,
to
but
go...
at this point, with Akxikas saying that, Jarek will point at the one that's got Rocker's name on it to say, well...
I think that's got your name.
And I'm going to say, this guy...
Smells like cheese.
So what do you want me to do about it? Am I scouting all of these tombs? I wasn't realise I was looking for names.
No, well...
23.
Oh, let's go do it, man.
Doom 23.
Required for the need of safety.
Is this forward planning? Are these been built in order? Are the ones below it empty, or is it just this one became available?
Yeah. Well, it's also the fact that I don't know how planning works, because, I mean, if you think about it, if that's obviously the most recent one for, and it's not in order, so they're not in like a date order, they don't appear to be in a...
Yeah. And I would argue the person who built the castle would be quite early.
Yes, and there don't appear to be any form of importance. We've got like 2 brides here, and future bride here, some
and
random weirdo. So the order seems to be erratic from what I can tell so far. I mean, but what Rokkr says is quite sensible. It's so the choices are we searching properly? Are we just getting in and getting out? And what the hell is the deal with the big blue portcullis?
Big blue.
Was that the
Because
thing
my hand passed through it. So, did I get any form of sensation off it, Dave, or did it just go straight through?
Straight through. No resistance whatsoever.
So does anyone else want to try? Yeah, what do people think we should do?
Go for 215.
As much as I'd love, even if there is something of interest in there, say we find an amazing weapon, which is best case scenario, we can't take anything.
Yeah.
True.
So what is the point of extending our period here when we have been informed this is dangerous and we do not have protection down here?
Let's do it.
I think it's a do what we came for, and
Yeah,
if we,
I think
we
the odds
return
of
later
us
with another reason to go
Okay,
in there,
what you
then
do
we do it
for-
then. But
Yeah.
the odds of us finding something luckily, something fortuitous, are probably equally balanced with us dying, or possibly lower.
even
So
if we
I
do
would
find
suggest-
something, we're
Oh,
probably
you
not
can
able to
Yeah.
leave with it anyway.
So
So
I think I agree with you, Nick. We have to go in.
Right,
and
let's do it.
out.
I'm going to say, everyone get ready then. Let's go and do the thing. And I'm going to step up
Yeah.
to the.
Okay.
I'm happy with the general consensus then. I mean, I do think we're missing on the opportunity to find some information about Strahd down here, but if you know, as we said, we're a democracy. If the group's general consensus is to go,
what sort of
Well,
information would
we
you
don't
hope
have
to
to go
find?
straight away afterwards.
well, the names, I would say names and things on the tombs and crypts. It could give us maybe information as to history of Strahd or names to be asking about when we're above, or I don't know, but it just we're in a crypt of Strahd's life and family. If there's going to be anything connecting to anywhere else, there's names on these doors that might give us something, but it's a slim hope. But
We can have a look after we've done the thing. Nothing really bad.
Yeah,
happened.
because if we need to make a hasty retreat, I'd
Okay.
rather have got the information first.
so we open 15, and then if we're still okay, maybe explore some more of them and see if we can get any information. But we can leg it if we need to at that point. Then.
Yeah, we can leg
We
it
don't
back
want to be
the
legging
chapel,
it
can't
before
we?
we've spoken to this, because
Yeah,
it's a
no,
waste
I'm
of
fine. Yeah, it's just as I say, there's lots down here, and I feel like we'll be missing a trick. And the other one is, what's the chances of us ever being able to get back to here? I can't imagine if Strahd's playing with us. Are we going to be welcome back into the castle in the future, or is this it? And then it's
Turn us into a small blood
Wait.
sausage.
This is the second time he's invited us, so there might be more.
Yeah, but will we get another one after this? And yeah, so I don't know. I just gut tells me that we might not get another chance to root around like this. But
This is just
definitely
a
do-
celebrity
definitely do
episode of
15.
Four in a Bed, isn't it?
definitely do 15 first.
Okay, but I'll step up to the tomb and speak the name Kazan in my best magician voice.
Well,
Kazan!
do we all need to be stood
You
round it?
silly bastard.
We all walk up with him, yes. Don't just let him walk into the darkness and shout a name.
Leroy Jenkins.
So I'm going to stand there.
Okay, put yourself where you want to stand then.
Right,
let me just arrange this around.
There's the yes tomb then.
Um,
Turn myself
So-
into a tiny dancer.
So this is the door that you're going in.
I'm under
In?
yes. Well, it's not opened yet. but
Yeah.
I'm
Well, you
definitely-
as you approach the door and say Kazan, nothing happens.
Well, that's me, because that's what I thought.
What did your dream say?
Where's Rokkr?
It said,
right there.
step forth and speak the name Kazan.
Power.
Do we need to open the door of the crypt first for you to stand and speak the name Kazan?
Does it
That was-
open? Does the
That's
door
what was
open?
written, wasn't it, Dave? It said on the plaque. Did it say Kazan? His name is Power or something?
His word was power.
Power. Power word open.
No, nothing happens.
That's on the same level as power word kill, isn't it? Power word open.
I think it's called. I think that's called knock. If the door itself, 5 feet high, 3 feet wide, it would take some effort to move it, but you should be able to do it. Have you got crowbar? Someone lifted a crowbar from the
I've
shop.
got crowbar.
yeah.
Crowbar.
Did someone want to try and move it and open it?
Who's Jeff Strong? I'll lend him a crowbar.
Me and Jarek could be the strong.
Go for it. Let's see.
What do you need? Some form of check? Or?
It would be you could do athletics if you want.
Crowbar and
Can I
a
give him
hammer.
advantage?
You get advantage with a crowbar.
Okay, and
Yeah, and I'll give him guidance as well.
Okay.
So
16.
Yeah, 16 is enough. So with effort, you do
you
manage.
didn't even do advantage. You've got advantage.
That was without advantage.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. So you've done it
drawn.
anyway.
23.
23, even easier. So you do manage to shift this large stone to one side, and then with an effort, the lot of you do manage to move the stone. Let's hope
That's moved. Do I notice
Which case-
any other changes? Has something tripped? Is there a
Perception check then, Chip.
A hair trigger that's just gone off.
If anything triggers my hair, I go mad. Just get away from me hair.
Nothing.
Oh, balloons.
Nothing seems to have changed. Inside the crypt, there's a skeleton draped in rags lies atop a marble slab in the centre of the crypt. The skull has black opals set in its eye sockets and shards of amber where its teeth should be.
I'm going to step up to it
The
and
Amber
say,
Temple.
Cousin!
Okay. So what the rest of you notice, I mean, you don't even need a perception check for this. Everything rumbles. The whole ground starts to tremble.
Great.
Mr. Downing, can you make a Constitution saving throw for me, please?
I'm sure I can attempt to. No. That's what's happening to me right now.
It's turned to jelly.
Turn to jelly.
Can you roll 8d10 for me, please?
I hope this isn't damage.
Dave's face.
D10. How do you do it?
Ooh.
He was so confident.
How do you do? Oh no, sorry.
He
So I'm
clicked
sorted.
D10 8 times.
I've just worked out. You have to click it. Here comes 8d10. That one's
Oh.
a pillock.
52. Akxikas takes 52 points of lightning damage.
Am I think I'm down. Let's have a look.
Please tell me you've got more than 26 hit points at this point.
I've got 40 hit points, so I'm
That's
minus
right,
12.
because that would have been a way to go.
Yeah.
So what? Lightning descends. It seems to come out of nowhere.
Ed.
Fester, what did you do?
Sneeze.
I am telling you this slightly wrong. I do apologise. I thought I was reading this the wrong way around. I'm going to have to take this on from you ever so slightly, Mark, but I think Akxikas would have done it as well. As you step forward and say the name Kazan, a staff appears. And it's a black. It's an iron staff. Let me show you this picture.
Have a look, lad.
Ooh.
If you get that.
That's a sword.
What we on? I'm on Discord.
On
this
map
sword,
tools.
on the map.
On map
tool.
tools.
Map tools. That looks like some sort of ting.
So that staff appears. As you reach out, you then take this lightning damage with this staff stuck in your hand. The
Does
rest
look
of
like
you,
it conducts quite well.
yeah, the rest of you see lightning course through Akxikas' his body, and then he just drops
on the floor.
unconscious on the floor, and he doesn't seem to be breathing.
Lay on hands.
Smouldering.
Well,
Am I smouldering?
Is he still touching anything?
Yeah.
Don't touch him if he is.
all electricity. Yeah, this says the electrician. All electricity or lightning has stopped before you lay on hands. So you're just going to do him one hit point.
I just want to think the amount of damage you took. If he touches something again, he could just die. Might put 10 into him.
I was about to say, Dan, before you do that, have we got any potions between us we could use up and save the combat healing for combat?
It's exactly the same action economy as a healing potion.
Yeah, but the but the healing potion requires you to have it and drink it, and
It'll be in terms of in combat. Lay on hands is identical to me giving him a healing potion.
okay.
It takes just as much time, just as much of my turn.
I don't know if it was. I'm sorry, I've only got one anyway, but I was just thinking.
And these return on a long rest, whereas
Healing potion's one. Fair enough. Yeah.
I'll heal him 10.
If I'd have made my saving throw, because I would still be okay then.
What's that,
You know what I
mate?
mean? If I'd made saving throw,
Well, you've got Gift of the Gods, haven't you? You can roll 2d4, 2d.
well, I've
8,
rolled.
2d4?
What did I roll? It was terrible. What
It's
did I roll?
7,
It
yeah,
was
I
7.
suppose.
Is it worth? Just let me know. Is it worth doing that, or just sick the damage?
If you forgot
Can't
it,
tell
mate,
you
you
the
have to remember it for next time. Is what
Yeah.
I'd say to you.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Right,
you're on 10
I'll
for
do
now.
one.
Then you've got this staff in your hands, and the only thing I'll tell you is you can sense power from this staff.
Akxikas said he wasn't going to be taking anything from the castle.
I'm not going to take it. I'm going to.
It just killed you.
What's has anything else happened, or was it just the staff's there and
the staff appeared? You took hold of it. It shocked you. You went down, and then you came around with Nik standing above you, putting divine energy into you, and you know that's what brought you back to life. Jim, can you roll just a d20 for me, please?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I'll say thank you very much for the for bringing me round. That wasn't particularly pleasant.
Smashing. Thanks, Jim. So nothing else seems to have altered. A lot of bats have flown off at this point, and there was a sort of a cacophony of a whole clamour of bats, and you sort of all stood around waiting for something to happen as Akxikas comes back to life, holding this iron steel.
Well, we'll take
stuff.
it with us, because we can move things around, and I'm not going to take it without asking
Right.
Strahd first.
All I'm going to say about not leaving it here is the wizard's mind is broken, so we're not going to get any words. The tarot card said he will give you his spells, he will give you your power. Leaving this staff, if I had to guess, his mind is broken, but his spells are strong. Now, we're not taking a wizard with us. This is how I imagine we take his spells stored in this staff. So not taking the staff would imply we're ignoring the tarot cards, and at that point,
Right,
what was the
I'll take the stuff for now, but
Or-
I'm going to take it out of the building without
Or his skull.
Belchie's breath.
But I would also be inclined to say that that staff wasn't here when we came into. It's been summoned by whatever the wizard has done. So it will not. I wouldn't say it'd be covered by.
I was still going to ask him before I steal it.
Now, in terms of,
If you ask him and it's a really powerful item, he's just going to want to keep it.
he took
I'll steal it and he'll appear and kill me.
a wand of magic missiles back. Well, no, last time we found a powerful item, he didn't come and kill us. He said, "I'd like a closer look, please."
Yeah.
And then gave it us back, which reminds me, I've got a
But
wand. Of
this tarot was meant to be about us helping things to help us while we're here. So handing something over to him that is meant to be helping us while we're here seems.
Well, I genuinely think that taking it without asking is a recipe for disaster.
I am tempted by the blinged up skull though to have as a nice familiar.
Well, the other thing I was thinking about the blinged up skull is at some point we can potentially speak with dead.
I mean, my lawful nature says we agreed not to steal it, so we should.
My chaotic nature says, "Why did we come down here if you were going to refuse what we were looking for?"
My lawful nature says we shouldn't generally steal as well, but we are in a very hostile land, and anything we can get that will help us.
Yeah, I
don't think Strahd would take them off us. I think if we just ask him.
Where are you having this conversation? What are you doing?
We're in the still in the crypt.
You've not moved.
Well,
Okay.
I think he's just stood in the doorway of the crypt, isn't he? We're all outside it still.
Yeah.
It was agreed to take it so we can have this conversation whether
Put it elsewhere. Yeah. We'll take it for now. We'll have this conversation elsewhere.
Yeah.
So, did we want to have a bit of time just exploring some of the names around us to see? Are people happy to do that, or do you generally just want to get out?
Yeah, 'cause it's bedtime afterwards. There's nothing. There's nothing else we can do. I mean, except
How are you feeling, Perky?
me. No, I'm not feeling very perky.
Buzzing.
I'm probably still smouldering. There'll be a distinct aroma of barbecue tiefling everywhere.
I think your eye socket may have gone slightly blacker quicker than you're intending.
Can you change the map tools image, Dave?
What tools?
Yeah, what do you want?
Where we are, the map.
You can just go back to it yourself.
I wonder if you failed because your eyeball.
Click select map in the top right. You can pick which one you want.
Is that why he failed that save? Was it his eyeball conducting all of the electricity through the socket?
We should have made it pop out, shouldn't we?
It's rolled away. You know what my favourite thing about discovering all of this session He had his eye ripped out, only to find out they can't actually scry, and they just did it to rip his eye out.
Well,
I'm quite happy to say that whilst Mark's not here, because he won't realise.
they did make that the artifacts out of it, the Hag Eye, that you then delivered to Cyrus.
Right, so that is slightly different for.
So I would suggest, do we exit the tomb and regroup and discuss whether we want to spend more time in there, opposed to having a conversation while we're surrounded by all of this?
I would suggest maybe we just kind of read. That's not. I think that's probably a sensible plan. But maybe we just read as many names as we can on the way out. So, I mean, even if we just like read the names on the tombs on the side that we're on, head out, then have a discussion about whether there's anything we want to come back and look at. If you guys are all getting twitchy and want to get out, but
It's a mixture of twitchy and realizing that Akxikas is not going to be talked through quickly. So
yeah, but he's agreed to take it for now. So.
And there's just a skull in there. There's nothing else. We can't.
Yeah. I'm a bit against disturbing skeletons and things. I just have a big Indiana Jones moment. You pick the skull up, something drops down, and we get a boulder trap.
I just think it might talk to us.
It might. Oh god! If we find a skull that talks, I'm going nowhere near the bugger.
What do you say?
No,
Nick?
as in you can literally make it talk to us.
Yeah, me making it talk and the skull that just talks is a different thing.
Yeah. But what I was saying, if this staff has just appeared, can it go straight in the bag of holding and potentially miss his opportunity to have seen it?
Hello.
I can
Hello.
say that again to Akxikas.
Oh yeah.
I've just said, if this staff has just appeared, could it go straight in the bag of holding, and then he's got a few second window to have actually seen that it even exists? And the only way you can pull something out of a bag of holding is to picture what you're after and pull it out. So if he
Yeah,
doesn't know it
it's
exists, he can't pull it out.
But,
Go on then. Well, go on then. Put it in the bag of holding.
okay, so I'll just make a random item. I'll just put a quarterstaff in my bag of holding just so we know I've got it in there for now. Then.
Sure.
Odd. I'll have a look. Is there anything else in the tomb, Dave? While they're checking the names, I'll just give the tomb a thorough rummaging.
Just the blinged up skull. So there's black opal eyes for both of the gems are black opals, and the teeth are all made of amber. You can tell that it's worth a decent amount of cash. Can you roll a d20 for me, Mark, please?
Yeah, sure. Icosahedron, you know.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you would be able to tell it's a significant amount of bling. This. It's
I'm
not.
not stealing it. That was definitely there before, and he's definitely aware of it. I'm not stealing. If anybody else wants to steal it, that's.
I'd be against disturbing, especially the bones of someone that's potentially provided us with assistance.
Ripping the head off and going, we'll keep this for later.
Yeah, doesn't feel right.
Drink it.
I just think if it spoke, it'd be funny. Carry him round with us.
What are you doing?
Right. So what's the plan?
Get me before this woman farts again.
Well, now the staff's in the bag of holding, we've not got to convince Akxikas quite so readily out. So, do we want to have an explore of the crypt or not?
I thought we were just going to run around and have a look at the other names. That was all there was.
So yeah, we can have a brief jog around, can't we?
And try and read up some names and see what we've.
Right. When we say a
won't
brief
jog, because that's quite
jog
bad.
it around, I would suggest I'm the only
Cautious
person
creep around.
exploring, and you guys make your way to the exit. Because if you
Well, we'll
told
just
me
hang
to look
fire
for
in the middle,
names the
just in
first time
case.
round, that's exactly what I would have done.
Well,
As I'm virtually invisible to everything and have a longer sight than you guys, is there any point as a group of us going
well, yeah,
round?
it's faster.
Is it?
No,
Because
it's
I
faster.
know to
Faster if we
retrace my
split up.
steps and I can see.
Yeah, it would be faster if we split up, and I don't
No,
think I'd want to
I'm
split
not-
up.
I'm not saying split up, But I would say if Rokkr wants to go off and scout again, if we as a group covered this side and Rokkr covers the bottom, that will be, and then we meet back in the entrance. That will be the fastest, surely.
I'm not sure.
Because Rocker's covering the most. Rokkr will be covering the most distance.
I know the steps. I covered all those paths before. You have to then I'm retracing my steps. You guys are going to walk over brand new steps, not know where you're going. I can see in the dark.
The steps
I think
more than one floor.
You might also trigger stuff heavily by accidentally.
Yeah, I think it's
misplacing.
personally best for me to ask the DM for me to go back and retrace my steps and take note of the names
we've
instead
seen
of you
how
guys
we saw
splitting
that,
off
Bob.
and doing something.
Also, we've seen how fast Rokkr moves. If anything does go wrong, he's back at the entrance within a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Adam, I saw that.
Yeah.
What?
His light flickered on and off.
Yeah, but it went off, not just flickered. So yeah, okay. If we're happy with that, then do you want us? Well, do you want us just to lurk here, or can we go? Are we happy if we go and investigate this while Rokkr gets the names?
Oh, hello.
Is that the wisest?
What's
No,
ooh,
yes.
hello? Ed, we heard ooh, hello.
People are all individually moving really quickly and then stopping again.
I'm not doing anything. I'm just sitting like a big fat.
I can
You're
only
not
see the
moving
top of
at
your
all.
head.
Mark.
If you're gonna leave, say before you go, so I can turn cameras off.
I've disabled yours. I think Ted's due a
would
dropout. His
Okay.
Discord's not moving.
Yeah.
So okay, yeah. I mean, you guys feel free, and then I don't know. Is that the wisest thing? I'm not saying we leave it alone, but
There we go.
Here he is again. Yolt.
There's
Well,
wise.
that was interesting.
There's wise, and there's what adventurers would do.
okay. I tell you what. You guys head towards that area, and by the time you've got there, I will have searched everywhere.
A good chunk. Yeah, I mean that's it. I mean,
in the corner.
How slow do you think we are?
we'll move
I
very
just know
slowly.
how fast I am.
Just
5
he
feet
might
quicker
also
than me,
get
and I'm not reading.
attacked by several monkeys on his own.
Yeah, but I've seen it all before. I've tracing my steps. I'm going back over what I've seen.
Feces, which isn't usually
Because you didn't tell me to look at the fucking names.
Well,
We
you know,
found out there were names after you ran off. Also,
Yeah, we didn't,
the minute
until
I
you've
walked
gone. That's when we found the first
I
name.
lost sight of you. I'm not even sure I can see you now. I'm talking to the darkness.
Let's stop talking and let's make
Oh,
this happen.
Let's make this happen. So, where are you starting, Jim? You going from left to right?
Can I not be as inspecific as saying I'm just retracing my steps because I did see every
I love
doorway.
the fact that you think Dave is going to let you just retrace your steps.
He wants to
well,
know
I
where
don't
he's
know.
going to spring a vampire on you, is basically what he's saying.
Well,
Or a purple helmet.
the only reason I'm saying left to right is because written down in my book is 1,
No,
2,
left to right.
3, 4, 5, 6. Otherwise, I'm flipping through quite a few pages, Jim. But I'm quite happy to give you all of these.
Well, I'm
if
just going
that's
to
what
write
you
down
want.
anything that I'm going to write down anything that jumps out at me.
Yeah,
Sure.
let's go with that.
No, if something jumps out at you, you should hit it.
So 1,
Don't write
2,
it down.
3,
With his bow.
4, 5, 6 to start off with. 1 to 6. So 1, it says, "Herein lie the ones who walk the path of pain and torment."
Sexy.
That sounds quite unsexy.
Number 2 says, "Artista, court ceiling painter."
What?
Caught stealing a painting. What a way to die.
Nice. Number 3 says, "Lady Isolde Yunk, or Isolde the Incredible, purveyor of antiques and imports." Number 4 says, "Prince Ariel du Plummet, or Ariel the Heavy."
No wonder they plummeted.
Is that your mum, Dave?
Yo, mama, so fat.
Cat.
5 says, "Artank Swilovich, friend and member of the Barovian Wine Distillers Guild."
And we've got our tank, Jarek.
Yeah.
Hey.
Number 6 says, Saint Martikovi, Markovia.
Easy for you to say, pal.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Dead for all time.
I'm just writing St. Mark because I'm not sure how to spell that.
I've written next to my subheading session 18, watch video for important names.
Yeah.
Might be worth it, and I'll tell you, it might help. The recording's on about 2 hours 3 minutes.
Okay.
So if you go back to 2 hours, we're good. So I'm gonna continue forwards. After Jarek has rolled a d20 for me. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put Rokkr here. Everyone else move a little bit closer towards the door.
I'll be following Jarek. Hopefully we all go the same way.
Move towards door.
If that's the distance you'd want us.
I've done about 15 feet.
Well, I think I have a
8.
slight issue with my internet. So
Yes, you have. You've disconnected. I'm going to keep. I'll move you up with the pack. Then I'll move Mark as well. So because you'll be. I'm pretty sure you'll be staying together. I mean, I'm not. I haven't really sold this place to you in terms of what it feels like. It feels dark. It feels evil. It's not some place that you'd want to hang around. But I'm going to give you 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay.
cool.
Heads back.
Hey,
Are we all right?
Yeah.
What was I saying?
Head haven't come back on.
Okay. So 7 is. Right. I can actually let you inside this one.
Cool.
The stone door of this crypt lies on the floor, its inscriptions obscured by fog. The crypt gapes open. A skull, some bones, and a few bits of rusted armour lie atop the marble slab, with a leering stone gargoyle squatting at each end.
Right. In fairness, would I not have noticed that?
Yeah, you would.
Well, not disturb the gargoyles while they're having a poodle get angry.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No, I get it. I get it, Dave. I've moved around it all very quickly. So can I?
I mean, if we just say that anything that's been opened, anything that was open on this first pass, we'd know about that already.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when they come up, we already knew that one.
Yeah.
Let's create a little shortcut.
But would I have chose to look into it while I was there, or just move on?
That's up to you.
That's up to you, mate.
It's up to you, but I just want to gone in.
Well, I would have imagined, although I wasn't looking at names, this would have piqued my interest, and I would have spent a little bit more time.
That sounds reasonable.
Outside of it, just making a note if anything was going to come out and grab me, if anything looked far too unaware, far too, what's the word, out of place, that I should just walk past it casually. So we're happy that that's safe, Dave. There's nothing.
All from as
From an initial perspective, from a standing outside, having a quick look around, nothing's going to come out and get me, because that's kind of all I would have done.
Yeah. Nothing's leapt out at you.
Yeah.
That thing.
So 8 is Duchess Dorfnia, Dorfniya, Delisnia.
Oh, she's a triple D.
Yeah, I know, it's that's a joy. But there's nothing else on that one. There's no title or anything. Crypt 9 says Piddlewick.
No.
Fool of Dorfnia, which is
So it's the Duchess's jester.
Yeah, it certainly sounds that way. Just number 10 says Sir Leonid Krushkin, and then in brackets Sir Lee the Crusher, bigger than life. He loved his jewellery. So that takes us to where are we? So 6, 7, 8, 9,
It's
10.
not going to be his mate, is it?
Let me just give you 11. 11 says Tasha Petrovna, healer of kings, light unto the west, servant, companion.
Aardvark.
And then 12, 13, 14, 15 we know, 16, 17. 12 is King Troisky, the three-faced king. 13 is King Catsky, Catsky the Bright, ruler, inventor, and self-proclaimed time traveller. 14.
There's going to be a flux capacitor in that one.
Nice. 14 is Strahd, Indy Bark, a truer friend no ruler ever had. Here lies his family in honour. So that's
you
14.
go in that one, it's empty at the front, everything in the back.
Nice. 15 we know. 16 is Eliza Felona von Twitterberg, a brackets beloved actor. She had many followers.
On Twitter.
16. And then 17, this one at the end says Sir Cedric Spinwitovich, Admiral, and then in brackets Admiral Spinwitovich, or Vitovich, I should imagine it would be pronounced. Confused though he was, he built the greatest naval force ever assembled in a landlocked country.
Good lad.
That was sensible of him.
And then the last three, I'll give you these three, and I'm going to ask Ted for a d20, please.
Yeah, good luck with that.
Dan, you do it.
That has a navy. I can't remember who it is.
I'll do it. I'll do it on behalf of Ted.
It's got a navy, but it doesn't have any coast.
Natural 20. Well
Natural
done,
20.
Ted.
I think it's South America.
I mean, that probably would have been quicker for me to get an actual D20. But
Dan, can you now roll a d12 and a d8 for me, please?
No.
yeah, my internet's only just decided to start back up again, so that's why.
Well, Ted, what have you done? D12 and D8?
Yeah.
Do they need to be separate?
Together, please.
So it just wants total.
Yeah.
Oh, right, you are.
Concerned?
Always.
Okay.
Oh, what have you done, Ted?
I can't believe how lucky you've
Hardcore
been so
shenanigans.
Oh, how lucky we are.
far. How lucky you've been so
We've got
far.
a lot of events.
So coming from the stairwell here, you pick up, especially, I mean, Rokkr would with his ridiculous passive perception, and Jarek as well. You hear voices with thick accents.
Do we sound like this?
What I'm gonna no, that's not a thick. Well, it is a thick accent. You're quite right. What I'm going to ask for is a group perception check. Then
I can do that now, don't worry.
19.
9.
16.
24. So it's Dan's fault.
Things that haven't even happened.
Ted, you rolled the natural 20.
Right, so let's have a look. Perception check. 1 minute is 60. That's pretty good. So you can hear it's the Vistani accent coming from around the corner.
Stent.
Coming from around which corner? Kind of around here.
From the stairs.
From the stairs, right.
Oh, yeah, the map's not loaded for me yet, but I'm sure it will do shortly.
There you go. Sorry.
It doesn't sound like it's going to be combat at all, Ted. We're fine.
Does it? Can we actually make out what they're saying, or?
Rokkr,
what do your elven ears hear?
He's the furthest one away.
He's the furthest one away. It's more likely to be you that is, it said, with a 24.
With your elven ears.
I know. I just don't want to put the pressure on me.
Ears out.
I mean, you triggered this.
They,
No.
you can just pick it out, or we'll just say that Fest can. being above 20, you can hear them talking, and it's a brief conversation. There's more than 2 voices talking, and they seem to be arguing. One of them's two
Do I
of
know
them.
Vistani?
No, it's common, but it's just the accent.
Okay.
So it's do you like dogs? Or you can do the Romany Gypsy if you want to be a little bit more romantic about Vistani. So one of them's saying, "No, we've been told we've got to look down here," and the other 2 are saying, "This is fucked up. We're in a why are we here? This is ridiculous." And they seem to be moving towards you into the crypt.
Okay, I'll
Can we see like
signal. Oh no, because we're in the fucking pitch black. People will still be able to see my hand signals.
we can see each
dark
other.
vision. Yeah.
We stand
But-
up human, so
That's what I was going to ask. Can we see a flicker of torchlight? Are these guys carrying torches?
Yes.
To be able to see?
Yes, you would be seeing torchlight.
And how quickly is this happening? Because can Ted tell, Fester tell Akxikas, and then him tell me, because I'm not too far away and I would be able to.
We're also not too
move
far
and
away,
s-
and Ted
and
will be
s-
talking.
Yes, but I'm stealthy.
Yeah, I know you are. We're stood next to them, and you're asking Ted to tell Akxikas.
Yeah, but he can talk.
They've broadcast their presence well enough that you're aware they're coming, and you would have time to do something if you wanted to.
And
I'm
wonder
gonna
why everything's suddenly on fire.
Can I move? Or
Yeah, I think
Sure.
it's stealth time.
Yeah, you can get back up to your fellows. You can.
Is it just Ted that can hear them?
We can all hear them. It's Ted that knows what they're saying.
No, it's just
Yeah,
yes.
so we don't know what they're saying.
Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna
Ted
say,
does.
if I knew what they were saying and I knew they were scared, I was just going to hiss at them like a vampire. But seeing as I don't know that they're actually scared, I won't do that at this point.
I'm a monkey.
can I move to see them in time?
Yes, you can. There's
Cool.
torchlight coming from down the chamber now, so these guys are carrying torches. Go on, Ted. What do you want?
That's my stealth roll, Dave.
I'm just gonna signal for people to hold and wait for them to come. No action to be taken yet.
Okay.
I signal that they don't
Got my shield.
sound like they're looking for a fight.
Okay. So
They sound a bit worried.
just a little bit. They start to get a little bit closer. So the position that you're in there, Jim, you're going to have to make a stealth check. You can have your advantage. Mark's done his. Everyone else roll stealth. You can forget about your disadvantage for armor. If you stood still, I'm quite happy for just a flat roll.
Is your
Oh,
yeah, flat roll's fine.
14.
that's what I got.
15. Oh,
That's what
heavy armor bros.
Nice. That's really decent enough rolls. So what you can see is you can see.
Just a quick thing. I'm having issue. Oh no, I might be able to just. Sorry. Yeah. I had that icons covering my actual stealth, and I couldn't move the page any further. I'm like, oh dear.
Gosh.
I checked what my bonus would be, so that was fine. Doesn't matter. We're all done.
So you can.
I'm not very stealthy.
You can see coming from round the corner 4 Vistani lads all carrying torches. They are armed, but their weapons aren't drawn at the minute. And as they continue forwards, the rest of you can start to hear the conversation. And it goes along the lines of, well, what did he want us to do? And then there's sort of a reply, I don't like this, I don't want to be here. And eventually, the voice that you haven't heard yet, it's a slightly deeper voice, a little bit baritone compared to the rest. He'll say, look, we're just here to make sure nothing's taken. And they continue forwards, and there's torchlight now. I don't know if I think I might be able to give them torchlight, but the torchlight spills, and it's not over Rokkr yet, but it is coming closer to you.
Akxikas, do you have prestidigitation?
No, I have thaumaturgy.
No, I was looking at prestidigitation because that could just turn off a torch and that would be brilliant.
Prestidigitation.
Thaumaturgy can just make it flicker. I did check. I was like, ooh, off.
I forgot what thaumaturgy does. I'm pretty sure it's none of them things.
No, it's not.
Has everybody heard that conversation?
Everyone's heard that conversation now. You're all aware they're coming. What do you want to
Would
do?
Mr. Charisma like to talk to them?
Yeah,
just
Mr.
said,
Charisma.
we've just got to make sure nothing's been taken.
Yeah.
That's all we've heard them say.
Let's just try and stay hidden, and they'll.
Well, no. I think we're better to head them off.
Think they're here for us.
Yeah, they're here to check we haven't stolen anything. And they'll not, or they shouldn't find anything has been stolen because the staff wasn't there.
Yeah, we've not. We can say with that line that we haven't taken anything that was down here when we came downstairs.
It was sort of given to me.
Right. So I'm in agreement that we just go out and greet them and meet them, as it were.
I think you should head them off, Nick. Because I could talk to them, but I'm unlikely to.
I'm going to pretend I've not seen them. I'm going to come around the corner and start reading some name tags in front of them. They've got torches. I can't pretend I've not seen them. They've got fucking torches.
Turtles there.
And wait round the corner, and can I time it so I just bump into them?
Nick,
If you want to.
Nick, what you need to do is go around the corner and teach them how they should carry swords. Because look at the goddamn models.
Wallpaper.
I mean, what the hell are they doing with those swords?
They're merchant models.
Yeah, I just walk out and turn the sword around in their hands and go, this end.
So I'm going to move them up to the centre of the room then.
They look like
Go
ninjas
and
from
grab
above.
I'm going to go and grab a drink while Dan gets us all into a fight.
Okay. So where you're going to sort of leap round the corner.
I mean, I can't be stealthy. I got no disadvantage because I wasn't moving. I'm now clunking, but
Yeah.
I'd quite happily. Who goes there?
I'm going to go for a slash. I'm going to hold my position.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay.
pretend we're the fucking ones investigating this shit and they're trespassing.
So initially they stop and they're surprised that you're there and they say, we were just wondering the.
Coming to check we hadn't taken anything. Yes, don't worry. You're.
Everything that was here before we came in is still here.
Blinged up skulls and everything.
Even
Okay.
the blade skull that's worth a fortune. We've left it. It's there. Go and have a look. Go on.
Let's have a roll to this then. So how are you presenting this information? Is this a?
I wasn't going to fucking present it, but they started yapping behind me. They sent me up to talk to them, and then the voice from 20 metres back went, "Everything's still here."
It sounds like
Turn off an audible.
it sounds like an intimidation roll to me.
Who? I mean, all I said is we haven't. You've come to check. Yeah, I suppose I was quite upfront.
Yeah. Well, you obviously they were walking in. You've eavesdropped. You've confronted them with what they were talking about. That's sort of a yeah.
Do you want intimidation from me?
Go for it, dude. Yeah.
And
you
we have a
can-
short rest, so I don't have advantage from Adam. It's just whether I get it anywhere else. But
Can I give him a D4?
Yeah, of course you can.
Yeah.
so we're doing a straight roll for this with plus a D4. Is that what
I
you want,
think
Dave?
so. Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
It's a D4.
My hovercraft is
20. 30-20.
So yeah, straight away they are a little intimidated by it, and they react by saying, "Oh well, you heard? Yeah, well, we're just here on the master's behest. As long as nothing's been disturbed, have you? He's asked us to make sure we're checking. Have you been inside?
Have
any
you seen the
crypts?
tiefling?
Yes,
He's
we
very
have.
disturbed.
We
We've
have
been
done
inside
exactly as we
Kazan's
said. You're 20 meters back. We have done as we requested from Strahd. We were allowed to go and search Tomb Crypt 15. It was quite a heavy stone. It is still open for that reason, but when you go round, you will see that nothing has been removed.
So the leader at this point, he will gesture to one of the lads and send them off. If you're going to allow him to do it.
Yep.
So
I am.
one of the chaps with the torch will go around the corner and inspect the inside of the tomb, see that there's the jewel still there, and then come back and he'll sort of nod to his oppo, and they'll say, "Yep, oh, okay, fine. Well, now you know we're here. We'll wander around with you." But
We're just finishing actually, but feel free to carry on. But I think it's probably time we grabbed a bite to eat, went to bed.
yeah, well, in response to that, even the leader, who has so far been quite calm and collected, says, "Well, thank the gods for that," and he's quite happy to leave. You can tell, and they start.
I would just like to call something in Rokkr's direction in Elvish, just to see if they understand Elvish.
Gonna check the orangutan's not overheating.
No, they don't seem to respond.
So, I suppose in Elvish, this isn't shouting now. This might be whispering to Fester. Go in. The fact he sent people down, can he not see down here?
That's what I was just thinking as well, which makes me want to explore even more.
Or yeah, I say you've had that own thought. I think it was an Elvish to Ted, but yeah, you've had the same thought of.
Yeah, you'd have seen that on Jarek's face. Yeah.
Or do we go and keep reading names just because now we've got backup? And if anything does burst out of crypt, I think we're faster than them. Because we don't have to be faster than the vampires. We don't have to be faster than the vampires. We just have to be faster than them. And I'm pretty sure I can slice a tendon onto the back of the leg and we get up the stairs.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's an argument to say from where I am, they still can't see me, so you could engage them and I could just nip down here and have a look for any pertinent information.
Yeah.
They've just confirmed we've not stolen the amber, so now they've checked and said it's fine, we send Rokkr back.
But would they have heard what Akxikas just said there? Because I thought they were only talking. I thought they were down here and only talking to Dan.
Yeah. What did Akxikas say?
That we're done and we're going up with them.
Oh no, you're fine if they're going out. Is we'll backtrack then and say, well, we'll be back to check.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we've just got to make sure we reseal anything if we do open it.
Yeah. So what they do is they move into the opening, the bit that the spire that opens up, and they seem to be staying there as if they're holding guard. I mean, you're pretty sure that if you disturb anything, move anything, they're going to hear, and that's what they're doing. They're just standing guard.
I'll keep talking to them then. I don't need
So
to go around.
oh no, are they walking off? Or oh no, me and Dan can still speak in Elvish, can't we?
Yeah.
Right. I think this might be a double bluff, and Strahd's just being a bellend. I think there's a good chance that he still could see down here. He's just doing this to try and put us off. I'm not against looking, but I still think we should be wary about taking things.
Oh no, wasn't thinking.
No, we're not saying this is our opportunity to take things. We're just saying that
it's an
carry
interesting. If it ever comes up again, potentially, this is a place away from his sight.
Maybe
he's been blocked by the holy aura.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because the chapel will be directly above our heads, won't it?
So maybe his vision is blocked by the chapel.
Possibly.
Right, are we going to head
in which case, potentially any holy place, any church in this land.
Anything that's still got the presence of the Morning Lord.
We're protected from his sight. Which is why, at the funeral, he sent an elf.
Elfling.
What were you going to say, Mark?
I was, and it's gone now. Yeah. Oh, I was going to suggest. Yeah. Are we done in the creepy place? Shall we get the rock out of here?
No,
No.
I think I'll stay and talk to them and just ask if they're also guests.
No, so the plan is, Mark, is Nick's going to talk to them, and I'm just going to sneak off around here and gather
The rest
names.
of the names.
Righty hole.
Okay, so you can engage them in general chit chat. They're not overly interested with having too much conversation with you. They'll give you, if you wanted any pertinent questions, I'd need to ask you perhaps a persuasion or intimidation check. But if it's just chit chat, I'm quite happy for that to happen in the background.
I'd be interested to know which camp they've come from.
Let's have that as a persuasion check then.
Can I give him advantage by kind of, I don't know, the intimidation to start with, just to make them more whatever, or just the generic chit chat made them more at ease, or?
So you okay, so you've gone from confronting them to buttering them up a little bit.
It was just small talk sort of thing of making it feel like we're not. It's just waiting around together.
I think
we've met a few Vistani on the way. We know a few camps. We're just wondering if it's from anyone we know.
Given the circumstances where you are, I think you're unlikely, without a magical means, to gain a charisma bonus, given what they're here to do. I mean, they're guards, basically. They're not here to make friends with you. So it's just a flat persuasion roll, then.
Such a horrible place.
For me or Dan?
It's you asked the question.
Yeah, no, I was just making sure.
Fester, yeah.
Persuasion, yeah?
Yes, please.
Fantastic.
It's very much mind your own feckin' business.
Leap.
They're not. Yeah, in fact.
Is there any? Can we perceive any significant clothing?
No, they're dressed as Vistani from the two camps that you've been into.
They're all the same,
yeah,
pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Isn't that racist?
Can't say
So's
that.
your face.
On your Mars.
A bit harsh. So let's give you some more names then as we're going. So,
what time? Before you say them, what timestamp are we on so that this is the next on your video?
2.5.
Thank you.
Or, well, 2:31 actually. But...
Thank you.
So we've got Rokkr was on that one, and that was so. Where are we?
20,
15,
1.
16, 17. 23 there.
Right.
So let's give you 24. So which route are you taking then, Jim? Because you're gonna.
I'm going down here, or I don't know. What do you want me to? My initial route was here. If I need to see these doors, I will do. Something like that.
Gotcha. So what I'll do again, it's just reading them in order. I'm going to give you from here. I forgot what 24. This one is Ivan Ivliskovich, champion of winter. Champion of winter dog racing. The race may go to the swift, but vengeance is for the loser's relatives. Chapter Crypt 25. Stefan Grigorovich, first counselor to King Barov von Zarovich.
Oh, so there's a king.
Was.
But it's the first von Zarovich we've heard, isn't it?
Yeah.
What for Strahd?
Crypt 26. Intri sick Valu. He spurned wealth for the knowledge he could take to heaven.
Sounds like a knob.
This one here is okay. So as you move in front of this one, there's no door on it. Let me take that out. So I'm going to grab Rokkr and place you there as 3 large spiders appear and leap out at you. Let's roll initiative.
Oh crap!
I like that. We get to splat a spider.
Do you want me to put us by those
we
stairs
need
where
to be
we
where
would
we
have
would
been?
be, wouldn't we?
We would be at me and Ted were by the stairs with the guards.
Yeah.
And I'd have been lurking in the central passageway, but not by the guards.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd have probably been.
I'm going
About-
slow.
I'll put myself. I think where I'd have been about. I think I'd have been probably about there. I've not rolled initiative either. Have I? Let me do that.
You didn't heal yourself either.
We're looking for a good initiative roll off Rokkr, I hope.
Oh, 11. No
Oh, dear.
such luck. Wait,
Can you
how
even
can I
get
get
11?
11? That's not possible, is it?
Like me under trousers.
Gonna roll a 1.
Apparently.
Let's have a look. Rokkr over. You rolled.
4 + 7, it says.
Yeah, 4 + 7.
Have you got a +7?
So you rolled a 4.
Yeah, wisdom 3, dexterity 4.
So that gives the spiders the jump on Rokkr then.
Right. I wouldn't be that close. I would be here because I made a. Just saying, I don't know if you watched me. I never walked directly in front of any door.
Sure, that's fine. So as you walk past, they're actually in the ceiling anyway. So they're going to detect your presence, perhaps a web or something of that nature, and they drop down and spring out at you. Yeah, so that one will try and flank you.
What a bunch of flankers.
So it's going to be 3 attacks. The first one rolls 6 to hit. Second one rolls 20.
That'll do it.
Which is 2 points of piercing damage, and you need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Otherwise, you turn into a little horse.
Otherwise, I think there's a lot bigger dice roll for poison.
And you take 9 points of poison damage.
2 + 9.
11.
That.
Is he poisoned?
Just checking. Failed save or half.
Quick maths.
If the poison damage reduces the target to 0, because the target is poisoned but stable. No, not poisoned.
Only if you drop to 0 from it, you get poisoned.
Yeah. Yep. So the third one, 16.
Armor class is 16.
Okay, that's 5 points of piercing damage, and then Constitution saving throw.
Ring piece.
Fucking hell.
And 7 for a total of 12 damage. So, Akxikas, you hear a disturbance in the distance.
Yeah, I am going to. Where are they at? Which direction are you coming from? I'm going to leg it my full movement towards the shizzle.
Okay. Go for it then.
20. What? How far can I go, Dave?
30.
30. Is it 30 or 35?
30.
30.
And then in that case, for my other action, I'll dash. So I can. How much is that? I was on 30.
If you go 30 and let go,
Yeah.
that'll fill in what you can and can't, or you can't see anything from there anyway. Okay,
No.
right.
So I'm going to dash.
Yeah.
1, 2, 25, 30. I can dash to there.
Yeah.
So that's my main action.
Yeah.
As a bonus action, I am going to cast Hex on one of the spiders, the nearest one.
Nearest one to you?
Yes.
So you know you stood next to one there, yeah?
No, I actually. That's okay. So I wouldn't have run right up to it. Sorry, see, I'd have been there.
Right.
I am going to hex it though,
Exit.
and
Got it.
that's going to be first level. That'll use one of my new spell slots. So they go anyway. And done for this turn.
Sound. Go on then, Jim.
Right. I get 2 attacks per action?
You
Sorry,
do
attack
now,
per
yeah.
action
Level
too,
5, yeah.
So do I get an action and an attack, or
No, your attack is your action, isn't it?
You just get to make 2 attacks from the action.
So you still only get 1 action. You spend it. If you spend it on attacks, you get 2 instead of 1.
Right. So can I cast a spell and then run away?
Cast a cantrip and then run away. I think bonus. If you've got a spell that's a bonus action, it has to be a bonus action.
Can I run away and cast Entangle?
Yes.
You need to use an action to disengage, otherwise they'd all get opportunity attacks as you ran off.
So can I run away and cast Entangle?
You can.
You can, but they will all hit you as you run away.
Right. So I'm foobarred then. So I can't get out of this situation.
If you use your main